Hi, ladies. Hi, Dee. Hi, Linda. I just texted you, Linda. Um, Welcome to my midday stream, which is not normal. Normally, I would be at work. Hey, Dee. But I know a lot of people who watch me aren't. They're retired or they don't. They work from home. They have flexible schedules. Or like Linda, who is this is her after work hours, I believe, your evening hours, but not quite so early. Yes, I was sending you a message. Yes, I did. So, mm, it's been like there's a million things I should be doing. Hey, Miss Jelly, like I should be doing laundry. I should, and I mean, when I say I should be doing laundry, like the washing machine does the work, right? I just have to put it in and switch it out. I'm even avoiding that. I was like, I don't want to do anything. I don't care. I'm working from home. Yay! That's awesome, D. Yes, a lot of people can have the luxury to listen to a live. I do it all the time when I'm at work. So I figured I'd just hop on in here and hang out with you guys as long as we want to because um I miss you guys. Oh, and lots of crying. So thank you for the live. Yay! I understand, Linda. Um, so those who don't know, and there's a few people in here already, my father-in-law died Saturday morning, early morning, but Friday afternoon when we got word, we pretty much mobilized as fast as we could. We knew he was ill. We knew he's been dealing with heart issues for a very long time. And his father had been warning us, but he was supposed to fly down to where we are um, Sunday. So last week, when he went for a heart procedure that was unexpected and it wasn't successful, we said, "Do we need to drive up to Mississippi where you're at?" So we will leave like today. We'll take the week off. It doesn't matter. We don't care. But he had all these plans set up for this week. So because this is Thanksgiving week, and he said, "Oh no, 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 don't. I'm fine. The doctors cleared me to fly." Well, then on Friday things took a turn. So he went to the ER, and we honestly, even if we had left the moment we knew he was in the ER, we would never have made it. We wouldn't have made it. But it was definitely uh it was seriously marathon driving. We went the speed limit. We always drive the speed limit. Um even in emergencies because we don't want to die ourselves. Road accidents are no joke. And so anyhow, we marathon drove. Like we didn't leave here till about 6:30, I think, out of where I live, and then we took we went all the way to Louisiana from the middle of Texas on 10, and then we swung up, and we were about an hour before Jackson, Mississippi. And Jackson, Mississippi is the capital of Mississippi. They live north of that in Oxford, Mississippi, and so when we were there about 4 a.m. in the morning, that's when we found out his dad didn't make it. And honestly, I'm not sure his dad ever was lucid, even when his wife showed up because she was in Alabama when she got word. So she had to drive. She teaches at Ole Miss, and she's been at conventions, and she's been busy. They've been busy. Like this week was supposed to be their rest week and visit the family week, and we kind of knew it was going to be his last holiday if he made it to Christmas because this was unexpected but expected. He's been dealing with this for a long time. He was only 74 years old, guys. But a bad heart is a bad heart. He had heart failure on both sides of the family. So, but oh my gosh, we have never driven with our Great Dane like this ever. Thank you for all the what wishes, people. It's going to be a long road. I mean, James and his brother weren't very close to their father, but that doesn't change anything. That's still their father. Yeah, Friday was my father's birthday in heaven, and James's father died the next day, that morning on the 18th. Yeah, it's rough, rough, rough. So, and I mean, to make it even more complicated, which I didn't share with y'all, was that our car, which the saga, I had a vlog sale, and I've had in the last month $3,000 worth of car repairs. So we did $2,000 in brakes and struts. And then we went to Florida, and on the way back, we said something's wrong. It drove really well, but as soon as we came back, we could hear the belt. There was something wrong with the belt, the main serpentine belt. So we're like, okay, we need to take this back. So we took it back to the first dealership who did the engine. Hey, Andrea, and said, hey, something's wrong with the belt, because we had replaced the engine, guys, in July, right? I know everyone's saying stop pouring money into this car, but you know how much cars cost? Even paying $3,000, $4,000 over the last 2 months, it's a lot, but yes, it's a lot of money. I agree. But the prices of cars right now, it's a lot of money. So we took it back to the shop who did the engine replacement, right? And they said, okay, well, the people who did your struts and brakes, which was the dealership for Ford, although we have a Chrysler, didn't align it correctly. So we drove to Florida and back with a not well aligned car with new tires that are now almost dead tires. So they had put the old tires on the back. So we knew we were driving to Mississippi with almost bald back tires. So we were not, we couldn't really even go above 70 because the car, we could feel it, you know? So we drove back. I mean, and we're like, really, people? Really? I mean, we're just praying, like, please, God, make this road journey safe and that nothing happens to our tires. We do not need to break down in the middle of Mississippi and who knows what time, or Louisiana, because we had to go through all those states. So, and then, hey, it's a Chrysler Town and Country minivan. I love this minivan. They don't make this minivan anymore. I believe they replaced it with the Pacifica, but I love this car. It's from 2012. I'm telling you, when I tell you guys, people's handbags cost more than my car, legit truth. Legit. It's like, my minivan is not worth, I mean, I'll get there. But anyway, but I love my car. I love my minivan. It's been the best minivan we've ever had. Best minivan, best car. It fits our life. It fits our dogs. It's awesome. So we took, so anyway, we dropped it off at the body shop today to have them look at it. Because now, as we came back from Mississippi, it's causing, there's another issue. We can't tell what. It's just an issue. So we're like, please look at this. There's something wrong again, you know. So we could hear a clicking. We think so. They had to replace the serpentine belt and 3 pulleys essentially. And after driving it to Mississippi and back, we can hear a ticking. So we think either the pulley or something is not necessarily misaligned, but something's knocking. And knocking is never a good thing in an engine. We think it might be a fan, but we need them to look at it. It's consistent enough that we know it's a problem, right? Like, these are sounds that should not be coming out of your car. So it has a new engine. It has had all the major flushes done, and they had to when they put the engine in. It now has a new serpentine belt. It has a brand new pulleys. It has new brakes and new struts. I mean, seriously, please. And we do have to get 2 more tires, you know, now that we have destroyed $500 worth of tires. It just does not end. But anyhow, Andrea, we have a 300M. It's a great car, but getting worn out. Oh yeah, they do get worn out. You know. So anyway, so that's the drama of the car. But when we were driving to Mississippi with Milo, my Great Dane is a senior Great Dane. When we got him, we adopted him from a rescue, and he was owner surrendered. So this is a small rescue, and it wasn't a breed-specific rescue. It was just a rescue, right? So we knew he was there for 2 months before we could get him. So we knew how he was surrendered. We knew where he... the van is becoming a money pit. It's still cheaper than what we were paying before, okay, guys? So just for reference, we had a 2020 Ford Expedition, okay? We put $8,000 down, and it was a $900 payment per month, and we had that car for 2 years. We sold it to get out from under the note, because $900 per month, plus the tires, plus the maintenance, plus all the gas. I'm telling you, the Chrysler minivan, while it is a dog and it has issues, is still cheaper. Hey, Jesus! Oh my God, you're here! Hey! We're going through my saga of my trip to Mississippi and my car woes. I know, Linda. I know everybody's been telling me that, but it's an emotional connection. I love this car. It's my Chrysler minivan. I can't buy another one. They don't make them anymore. And I don't really love Chrysler, but even the Ford Transits are being discontinued. So like the only minivans left out there are like the Sienna. I hate the Sienna. I don't even know if they make the Grand Caravan anymore. And with our big giant dog, I just need this car to last 2 more years, guys. 2 more years. Because we bought the van for our Great Dane. Seriously. It's so we got so Great Dane story. So when we got him, he was owned by one family. So he was a Great Dane that was bought and raised as a puppy, and he's very well trained. He's a very good dog, but he had a lot of allergies. And while they had the first owners who had him, they hey Jesus, they are Jesus. Jesus. Hey Cammy, we're talking family. I'm here to hang out with you guys. I'm gonna be here for a while. As long as you all want to chat, I'm hanging out with you guys because I don't want to have to do other stuff I need to do. So I'm gonna just chat and story time all day long. The Pacifica is a great van. I would have one used as a ski rig. Yeah. Well with the Great Dane, it's funny because James's father has okay, this is weird. So his father's no longer in life. So his stepmother has his two golden retrievers. And I always used to think the golden retrievers were like giant dogs until I had a Great Dane. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, Merlin and Sarah look so tiny. Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, it's rough. It's not fun. Like, see, like today is the crash day, guys, because we found out Friday. We drove up. James and his brother, they were able to see his father at the funeral home, and he didn't want a viewing, so that was just for them to say goodbye. And then he's going to be cremated, and then the funeral services will be held sometime way in the future, and it's going to be more of a celebration of life. And there's a reason why, because this Thursday would have been his 16th wedding anniversary with his now widow. So it's holiday times is rough anyway, because they were married, the day after Thanksgiving, or so I guess Friday, whatever day. The day changes every year, but it's this week was their 16th wedding anniversary. And so his widow doesn't want to have his funeral during the holidays, which I totally get. And he has Bob has family in Australia, so there's a lot of people who will probably want to fly in for a life, ceremony instead of a funeral. So James's brother did get to see their dad say goodbye, and we did get to see stepmom, and she has friends and family there, so she's cool. I was a little worried about it because I'm like, she's alone. This is sad because her family doesn't live in Mississippi. Her family lives actually in San Diego, but it's she has made family there. So man, it's been rough. So today is the day of crash day. We came home. By the time we got back, so when we left, okay, we had to leave super early because his brother only had one day off because he only was given Saturday and Sunday off, and so he's at work today. James's brother's at work today. It's holiday week. He works in food services. What he has to do, he does work as a contractor in food services. So the military, they still have to eat, so he still has to run dining halls. So he had to go back to work. So it didn't matter. I mean, if something had happened, like if his dad had not passed, maybe something could have happened. But after everything's said and done, it's like, okay, we'll get you home. So we start driving back from Mississippi around. We wanted to leave like 3 or 4 in the morning, but we ended up leaving Saturday around 6:30 in the morning because we were just tired, guys. Tired. We had marathon on drive and switched off drivers. So, and by the time we got there, and we already knew it was done, we just slept in the parking lot because our hotel we couldn't get into the hotel until 1:30. We were there at 10:30. So yeah, this is not until Friday, Andrea. Understandable. Let's see. Does anyone here? Tree. Oh no tree yet. I don't actually decorate for the holidays. I don't put a tree up mainly because I have no space. I used to do this, but my mother-in-law is in a wheelchair, so there's literally no place to put a tree with her to have mobility with her wheelchair in my house. My house was not built, even though it's a new house. They really, and when we bought this house, I said to James, like, this house really isn't big enough if you have to have a wheelchair. We've had to open up doorways and hallway door. I mean, it's anyway. Long story short, no tree. We have a Charlie Brown tree that we leave up all year round, though, because I don't decorate for the holidays. I don't put the tree up anymore. There's cats. It's not a good mix. My sister, who has children, has put her tree up. She put her tree up during Halloween. But so anyway, so we drove from Mississippi. We left really early to go to Monroe, Louisiana. Now, why? Because that's not the route we took going up. My aunt by marriage, James's aunt, lives in Monroe. And we have not seen her in years, because she is currently in remission for cancer, but her health is such that she doesn't travel and she no longer works. And so she hasn't been down to see her sister, who is my mother-in-law. They haven't seen each other in probably 3 or 4 years now. So we were able to, I know, but she's in remission, guys. So it's good news. So we were able to, I told her James's cousin, Chris, I said, Chris, do not tell your mother. We're coming to see you. No, we will not go in the house. We will stay in the driveway. Don't tell her, she will panic. Because, when unexpected guests, okay, I live in a mess, guys. I live with clutter. I have stuff everywhere. I've gotten over the clean house thing because I'm like, if I wait till my house is clean for people to come over, no one's ever coming over. So I said, look, I'll tell people, like, I have dogs, I have a house, I'm sorry, it's a mess. If you want to come see me, you're going to have to deal with clutter and my mess. Because, guys, you're in my living room. Like, when you walk through my house, you have to walk by all of this, and it just gets worse over there. There's just, between having a Great Dane, a pug, and not enough space, it's real, guys. So but some people still panic when you have people come over unannounced. So our cousin Chris told his mom 5 minutes before we showed up. So we showed up, pulled up to the driveway. And the reason why, if you guys are friends with me on Facebook, won't see pictures of this is because his aunt does not like photos of herself. She does not like taking photos, does not want photos of herself, does not want to show photos of herself. I mean, she is a cancer survivor. She just doesn't want for people to remember her that way, right? I say, I'll take the photo. I won't share it. I promise. We just want to have memories, and we don't want to have the only photo of you from only 5 years ago at Christmas, whatever. So take photos, because that's one thing I learned when I would lose my beloved pets, is that I would go back and look at my phone like, man, I didn't take enough pictures of my dog. So now I take pictures all the time, but then I didn't. But anyhow, so that was the really good news for this really whirlwind of a trip going to Mississippi and back. And it looked like a lot of fun, the photos. So this is where Facebook lies, guys. This is where Facebook lies to you. So in my Facebook and in my Instagram, so people who aren't on my Facebook are on my Instagram, because that's public. And all the pictures I put on Instagram are the same ones I put on my Facebook, because my Facebook is also public. It looks like a vacation. It looks like we had a fun time. I'm showing pictures of his brother. I'm showing pictures of the dogs. It looks awesome. It wasn't fun times, but you're showing the happy moments. We don't want to share the sad moments. We didn't share the 30 minutes of crying driving down the highway in Mississippi. I mean, literally, when we found out, basically, when you start a road trip, most people, like we do, you get in the car, you're talking, you're excited, you're like, oh, we're going to go do this, and we talk and catch up. And we hadn't seen Mike in months and months, because we live an hour apart from each other. He works a lot, so we hadn't seen him since Christmas, really, because I think maybe it was Easter. No, Christmas. I think it was Christmas, the last time we got together as a family. And but we were in the car driving to Mississippi Friday night. Silence. It was a tense silence. There was no chatting. There was no catching up. It was just, let's drive. And it was like that until we got till 4 a.m. And then at 4 a.m. when we found out that his dad had passed, we were like, okay, And then we cried for 30 minutes driving down the road because that's what you do, because it's sad and it's a loss and loss is hard. And, you know, and even if we had made it, he probably wasn't coherent. And a year ago, they had asked us, if this happens, do you want us to keep him under life support? Because you can do that. And we're like, no, don't do what's best for you guys. Don't wait on us. And so, yeah, it's been like a whirlwind. Yeah. We're really going, this year's, oh, not my year, guys, not my year. But, the good news is, his brother was able to go with him. They were able to spend some time together. And we just drove back, and the car made it, even with all our issues. It didn't help our stress level, because it was very stressful. And it was, and you guys, you don't understand. Me being me, I'm like, I'm only how many hours away from Yoda, and how many hours away am I from Winnie? Because I've already driven all this way up there, right? Like if hey, Birkin boy, if we didn't have Mike, his brother, because we have the whole week off, we took the whole week off, I would have told James, hey, can we just keep driving 6 hours so I can visit my friends? Because this is like, we're almost there. Like, I could go see people I want to hang out with and love too. And this is why life is short. Do the fun things, right? Do the fun things, right? This is why we bought. People tell me when I tell people I am a member of the Disney Vacation Club, which is a timeshare. People are like, you did a timeshare with Disney? So it's kind of a mindset, right? Hi, Birkin boy. Thank you for texting me, because I was actually really close to him on this drive up there. Only a few hours apart from each other, but I wasn't able to really stop or see anybody because we had to get back to get Mike to work, or else we would have stayed in Mississippi a little longer, and we would have stayed there to be with his mother-in-law, just so she could. I mean, nobody was expecting. His dad has lived through so much, guys, so much, that we're like, this really? I mean, so much stuff has happened to him. But anyway, the whole point of me joining the Disney Vacation Club, and I told this to my really good friend, is so we can have our friends come with us. People who would normally, like this year, we went to Disney Resort with our friends, my oldest friends, my friend from college and my friend from 7th grade, and we took my college friend and her family. So it was 9 of us in a resort. We paid for the hotel. We paid for the resort. We didn't charge anybody anything for it. Now, our one friend, she gave us money. She was like, y'all, I know how expensive this is. I'm helping. Our other friend says, I'll help with the gas. And then the one friend, they had 5 people in their family with one income. So they already had to spend $2,000 on just park tickets. So I'm just like, yeah. So, and it's just like, yes, Linda, I agree with you. That's exactly what happened. He just stopped. The heart just stopped. The heart could not keep going. And the heart runs everything. And if the heart pressure's too low, there's not enough. You are living, the body is living, but you're not living, right? So anyhow, my friend, who is my practical engineering friend, she's like, well, you could do this and do that, and just like, guys, you don't understand. We're not joining this for a money-making enterprise. We're not doing this to rent out our timeshare. We're not doing this to charge our friends money to go to our timeshare. I says, we are doing this so they will be willing to go with us on vacation to a very expensive place if we pay for the accommodations. I'm a state worker. We're both state workers. We are not rolling in the money. But I said, I'm full disclosure here, guys. We took a second mortgage out on our house to buy into the timeshare. Exactly what everybody says never to do. Do not do this. I said, don't do this. Don't do this. And I'm like, look, I don't know how long I'm going to live. I'm going to be as smart as I can be. I have a pension because I'm a state employee. I have a 401k because I'm a state employee. If I live long enough to benefit from those benefits, I will be very thrilled. I even have medical retirement. That is so rare. So rare. I mean, I'm not talking Medicare and Medicaid. I actually have medical retirement, which is like a unicorn by itself. Now, to lose that benefit, the state would have to vote that into legislation. It's going to be really hard to get that to vote through, guys. Really hard. So, a lot of people are like, you have to be worried. Yes, I'm worried. Yes, I'm worried. Yes, I know Social Security may or may not be there. Yes, I know. I have told you a million times, I am not a healthy human. I am not a healthy human. I am diabetic. I have an ovarian syndrome. I have a hormonal imbalance. I have all of these problems. I am hedging my bets that I make it to retirement, but I'm not going to put all of my eggs in the retirement basket because I want to live life right now. Like right now. Like current life mode. It's like bills are paid. Yes, we owe money, but bills are paid. Moving on. So my friends are like, "Oh my gosh, how can you do this?" Like, look, because we live one life. I don't have a second chance. There's no third chances or second chances, and I'm not getting younger. I'm very fortunate to be getting older. So I want my friends to come with me. Yeah, you can't take it with you. Yeah, love it while you're here. Exactly. And I learned this when I was very young because when I was 16, my grandfather died. We were at his funeral actually on my 16th birthday. Legit, guys, legit. 16th birthday. We're at his funeral. And then in 2007, my grandmother died, and that's the same year, by the way, I got married. So 16 years ago. And I remember going into my grandparents' house, and my dad's parents were my most stable, most consistent thing in my childhood and my life. So they're the things that never changed. We moved all the time, things changed, but grandparents steady as a rock. And then one day they're not there. And all their things are there, but they're not there. All those things didn't matter at all. And my grandmother had all these things, lists and lists, like, I want this person to get this and this person to get that. And she was very meticulous about her things. She said, I don't want an estate sale. Well, when she died, no one found the notes. We found only one note. All the other notes, all those things she'd written down, she didn't file it with the lawyer. So it was like, well, this is what I tell people. Give things away while you're alive to the people you want to have them. Yeah, this is why I give things away all the time. It's like, do you want it? Take it. I'm trying to liquidate when I say liquidate, like, so when my father died in 2019, December 18th of 2019, guys. So we're coming up on his 5-year death anniversary. I'm the executor. Don't do this to your loved ones. Pay somebody else. Pay a lawyer. Don't have your children be your executors. Don't have your cousin or your brother be your executor. You're grieving the loss of your loved one. Let somebody else do it. So Linda says, so let me ask you something. Trip to Mississippi, no souvenirs, bags. Oh, okay. Oh my God. Changing the subject. Okay, I'm going there. I took the bag I was using on Friday. I didn't change anything out. I grabbed the bag. I got in the car. I'll show you the bag. So this is the bag, right? This is my new-ish, new to me Vera Bradley denim bag because I really, really, really want the LV denim collection, but I really will never spend $3,000 on a denim bag because it's cotton. It's denim. It's denim. And I'm like, you know how many denim bags I have? I love denim bags. I wanted a denim couch. I am all there for the 2000s, or what they call it, the Canadian tuxedo, to wear all denim. I am right there. I used to live that life. I would wear a denim button down with denim with jeans. I love denim. Denim gets softer with age. It feels great. It lasts forever. You don't have to wash it all the time. You just wash it when you need to. It's not like you have. I love denim. I've been buying denim bags forever. So I took this bag, and this is a new to me bag. So there was some fraying at one of these little keepers because of how this is made. The way they put these loops on here was they used a staple. Like, it's not a heavy duty crimping staple, right? Hey, Cammie. I love that bag. I will probably spend a lot on LV denim bag, but not $3,000. I have Cammie, your Antigona, I just about fell out of my chair when you showed that denim Antigona. I'm like, didn't she sell her Antigona bag? I love the Antigona bag. I just have never seen one in person. I'll probably never buy one because they're too expensive, but I want your bag. I was like total. It wasn't really FOMO because FOMO would be like a hope of buying something. There was no hope for me buying that bag. So anyway, the keeper, when I was on my trip, I was trying to adjust this keeper so it would rotate so that the underside would rotate to where it needs to be because there's no locking stitch to lock it this little keeper in here. Well, then I ripped it off, guys. The fact, and it drove me nuts. It drove me nuts. So I put the little loop, I put it in my bag, and it was actually, I think the one on the back here, actually. And the entire time I'm on this trip, I'm like, I need to buy a new bag because this is driving me nuts. Knowing that one of the keepers was missing was driving me completely insane. Birkin Boy sold a medium Antigona for $600. Really? I've never seen one. Okay, that is very inexpensive and a wonderful sales price for Antigona. But I'll be honest, $600 is probably more than my husband will let me spend on another bag. Because if I could promise him, honey, I won't buy another bag for 6 months, he might let me buy that. But I can't do it. But though I'm going to have to try because my 2024 goal is to reduce and use what I got, you know. The opening was awful. Oh, really? Cami, it literally almost broke my, oh, dear. Right, Cami, scraping my arm all. Really? For the Antigona? Thank you for telling me all the negatives because I've never touched one. It's like number 2, no zipper, but it snapped like a coin. Oh, okay. I understood. It was only listed for an hour. Yeah. I have a problem with Antigona, the opening. Yeah, see? Apparently, I didn't know that. Again, I've never used one, never touched one, never seen one. I just look at them, and they look pretty. But again, you don't know if you like a bag till you use a bag. I have a small one. Veronica is the only time I've ever liked. So anyway, the entire time I'm on this trip, I'm fixating over this bag. And the first thing I do when we get home, and we get home 11 o'clock on a Sunday night, I sat down and with this thread and needle, I stitched that keeper back on because it was driving me crazy. I told James, like, James, you have no idea how many times I just wanted to walk into a store, buy a bag, and walk out. And I went to a Belk's. We were in where was it? We were in Oxford, and there was we were staying at a Motel 8 because they let us take dogs. And next to the Motel 8 was Belk's. So we went to Belk's to kill some time. Because I also, one of my earrings was missing. And I didn't put it, so I was lopsided. I didn't have my set, and it was driving me nuts. So I went, okay, I like Belk's. I went in there, and I'm like, I'll get you replay. I have a conference call for. Bye. Thank you for showing up. So I went into the Belk's, and I'm like, I shop on Belk's online. I actually don't have a Belk's. Again, the closest Belk's department store near me is an hour away. So everything is an hour away. Nothing's close by. And thank you for coming, Birkin Boy. And we might still be here after his conference call because I am everywhere today. But I went in there thinking, oh, this is great. And then I walk in there, I'm like, where are all the bags I see online? They're not in the store, by the way. So in the store, and like granted, Oxford, Mississippi is a college town. It's a big town. So I was expecting to have, more stock, but they had Michael Kors, a few Hobo, some Fossil. I didn't even take photos. They had Brahmin. They had a very few Dooney because it was apparently people had been buying because there was low on the stock, and then the rest of it was all polyurethane, other brands that are made out of polyurethane, and polyurethane does not last enough for me to pay those prices that they're charging, even on sale. I have a hard time buying polyurethane bags, so I didn't buy a bag. I didn't buy a bag on this trip. What did I buy? I bought one pair of earrings, and we bought a lot of drinks. A lot of caffeine was happening. Lots of stomping and I bought ice cream. I'm not supposed to eat ice cream. I'm diabetic. Ice cream's like death knell, but sometimes you just do whatever. So, but the whole time we're in the car, right, our Great Dane's with us. He does not like car rides. So when he's in the back of our minivan, we have all the seats collapsed down. Bye. Thanks for hanging out. We'll still be here. And we might still be here. I might be here. I don't know. I know it's a weird midday live time, but anyhow, so there's three adults in the car and 2 dogs. So Watson had a blast, guys. Watson, my pug, spent the whole time just sitting on top of Mike. He just loved it. He loved it. And the Great Dane, not so much. He was a worried wreck. The Great Danes are guard dogs, and his person is James. And he did not like the fact that James would come out and go in and come out and go in, because every time we stopped, we took the dogs out, we walked them, we would put the dogs back in. The whole time they're watching where James is going. The entire time. They're like, where'd James go? James is coming back. Okay. So we never actually left them alone. Even when we were in the the hotel room, we were just there to sleep. And then when we went to the funeral home, we took them with us, and I stayed in the car with the dogs while the brothers went into the funeral home. And even when we went to the mother-in-law's house, we took the dogs, and I sat in the car with the dogs because they have 2 Goldens and a cat. And so we didn't want the dogs to have issues. So again, if we could have, we would have just boarded the dogs, but it was last minute. Everything was thrown together. We didn't know. We could have boarded them, but we didn't know when we were coming back. So we just did what we had to do, right? So Milo did not appreciate the car rides. He was a nervous wreck. If I had known about, I think you can get these CBD calming gummies for pets, but we've never tried that, and I didn't want to try a new thing. Some vets will prescribe trazodone, which is a pain medication and it's an opiate. And that can also make dogs really jittery. Some dogs don't respond well to that. So we've never actually used a calming aid for him. That it was just better to deal with his anxiety as we were driving. But we all made it through. He loved coming home. He loved being home. He loved his bed. Guys, we were in this little Motel 8. Now, okay, the Motel 8, if y'all don't know what the Super 8 is, Super 8 was started as a response to make affordable lodging. So it's supposed to be $89, essentially. That's how it started. And then the Super 6 motel started to be a competition to the Super 8. So the Motel 6 and the Super 8. So the Motel 6 was supposed to be $69. The Motel 8 was $89. And those were the prices. But times have changed. Things have evolved, right? Thank you, Pursuit of Happiness. James is having a rough time. He's napping right now. The crash is coming through because all the things that need to be done have been done. So now it's just getting through. And guys, it took me 3 years just 3 years to deal with Dad's death. It took mostly because it took 3 years to get him buried. Mm-hmm. Now, this is sad talk time. So I wanted to explain about why it took my dad 3 years to get buried, because my dad was a military colonel, a retired colonel. He was also a war hero. And when there's certain criteria you have to meet to be buried in Arlington National Cemetery up in, is it Virginia? Virginia. It's right across from the Pentagon, guys. So my dad worked at the Pentagon. He was on the chief of staff in the early 80s. And he used to tell my mom when we were living in Virginia at the time, when we were just babies, that I'm going to be buried there someday. Because one of the things he did was, when he was in the Vietnam War, he was a captain in the military, captain in the Army, and he was in Special Forces. When Special Forces was brand new, not cool. And their base, this is all declassified now, so I'm not letting anything out of the bag, guys. They were attacked by the North Vietnamese. And they were attacked from the wrong way from where the machine guns were mounted. And people were dying. So he went to the machine guns, removed it from the mounting, and then turned it in the right trajectory and helped stop the invasion. Okay? So, in the nicest way possible, of saying this, you get a medal for that. He saved people's lives, but then his friends died too, right? It's like the worst day and the best day of your life because you're alive, but then your friends are not alive. And you were ambushed. So on your military base, on your special forces camp base, this is not a fun experience, right? So Dad has a Silver Star. The Silver Star is one medal below the Medal of Honor. Now, the Medal of Honor, most people get that when you die. Something bad has to happen, right? So Dad has one of the highest awards you can get in the military. So with that award, you can be buried in Arlington National Cemetery. Well, he died in December 18th of 2019, and that was right when COVID happened, right? So that spring. So what happens when you get to be buried in Arlington is you have to be assigned, you have to have a death certificate, you have to get then you have to have, and that was a problem because the death certificate system was being transitioned over. So when he died at the end of the month in December, we didn't get his death certificate for another month. And then that's when everything can happen. You have to have the paper. You have to have the paper saying officially he is no longer in life. Okay. So that's where you prove everything. And I'm the executor. I'm grieving. It's Christmas. My dad just died. I'm not expecting it. We thought he was getting better. Next thing we know, this is happening. And we also didn't make it to see my dad in the hospital. I was at work. We got word from a hospital that he's in the ER. And it's like, wow, it's a lot. So you get a caseworker assigned to you with the military system. And in the military system, they have to prove that you have this medal, right? And the thing is, paper records, my dad had these records. We couldn't find them in the house because I didn't know where they were. It turns out I did find it. I didn't know what I was looking at, put it to the side. But so anyway, they had to verify the records. Luckily, his records they're stored in a storage facility. A lot of records had been destroyed. Luckily, they found his records so they could verify that his awards were correct, that he is eligible to be buried in Arlington. And then COVID happened. And then when COVID happened, when they finally got the caseworker and the verification, they're like, well, we can only have immediate family. And then it turned into we can have 5 people because it was like all these things were happening, right? So I was like, okay, well, let's push it back. And we kept pushing it back and we kept pushing it back. Finally, 3 years later, literally 3 years later, we were able to get him buried. Thankfully, he was cremated. And then I had to deal with how do I transport cremated ashes because it's not like, so we were going to do the airport. And then the thing is, the urn we had picked for my father was metal. Well, here's the kicker. To go through the security system, even if I have all the documentation saying these are human remains and everything's the way it's supposed to be and it's sealed from everything and I have all the paperwork, I have to be able to put the ashes through an x-ray machine. And you can't use a metal urn. So they're saying, well, can you change to a plastic urn? I'm like, no, I am never opening this container. Are you kidding me? This is when we bought the 2020 Expedition, and then we bought an RV, and my husband and I drove it to Arlington, Virginia. And I had the people who could come. My mother couldn't even visit. My mother, who was his ex-wife, he has 2 ex-wives. So both his first ex-wife showed up. His second ex-wife, which was my mother, wasn't able to come because she was in Denmark, but America was on the no-fly list. America, they told the Danish citizens, we can't tell you not to go, but if you go and you get COVID, you forfeit your national health care. We don't take care of you. So I told Mom, don't come. Stay in Denmark. We don't want you to get sick. We don't want you to fly and travel. Like, we weren't even flying because we were driving, right? So we were staying in national parks. We took our dogs with us at the time, the dogs we had at the time. And we get to Arlington. We transport the body, the ashes. We get it to the system. And I've been talking on the phone with all these people left and right. I am not the eldest surviving child. And the will did not specifically say, I was the executor to deal with his cremation or his burial service. And the military, very strict, very specific rules. The eldest daughter is considered next of kin if he's not married. He wasn't married. So my oldest sister, who wasn't the one dealing with this, luckily was there because everything had switched on that day. The day of the funeral, and he has full honors, guys, full honors. So the caisson, the whole thing, it's a big deal. And all the people we could get that my father knew in the area. So he's buried in Arlington, and it was successful. It was done. It was exhausting. It took 3 years, and after he was buried, it was like a finality. I was like, okay, it's done. He's where he wanted to be. People can visit him. His grandchildren live nearby, so they come and visit. So Dee says my dad's death was unexpected before he died. He was pre-planned his funeral and made it easier for all the way. Yeah. So even with pre-planning, even though we knew he was going to go to Arlington, nothing happens until the death certificate and the caseworker. This is a military funeral, guys. If we had done the military funeral locally in San Antonio at Fort Sam Houston, which is the other place he could have been buried easily, it would have been simple. But Arlington National Cemetery has a limited, finite amount of space. And there's very strict rules of who can be buried there. Now, as a veteran, you can be interned there in a columbarium wall, but as a person to be buried in the ground with a headstone, whole different ballgame. So people can go visit my dad. A lot of people actually have, because he is, and it's on his headstone shows all of the awards. He was very decorated. Dad was an excellent soldier. He was not an excellent husband. He was married and divorced 3 times. He loved me very much, but he wasn't the world's greatest father. But he was an excellent soldier, guys. Excellent. So anyway, it's been rough. So between my dad's death and then now James's dad's death, and at least we've been through it a few times at this point. But we're only 42, 43. How old are we? 43? You don't expect it. Like James's father was only 74 years old. My dad was 80 when he died. But we were 40, 41. He was 41 when we were born, 41, 42. So moving on to happier subjects. Now, I think an ad just popped up for some people. I wanted to show you the bag I'm using today. So this morning when we woke up, I told my husband, I said, let's go to a movie. I said, I just want to go to a movie. I want to do something fun. Let's go to a movie. So I picked, guess what movie we went to? There's not that many movies out. Have you seen this movie out right now? It's called Thanksgiving. It's not a happy movie. It's like horror movie Thanksgiving. I'm like, no, thank you. Passing on that movie. We've already seen the Marvel movie, and it's awesome. So we went to go see what's the name of it? The new Hunger Games movie. Is anybody here a Hunger Games fan? Silent crickets. I don't know if the ad's still going or not. I don't know how the ads really work. Okay, I'm just going to talk. Silence. Is that a bucket bag? Yes, it is. I never saw you with one. I actually have about 3 of them. This is I think it's called a Mickey. But this is a Coach outlet bag. This came out a couple years ago. I told you, I love denim bags. This is my favorite going to the movie theater bag because the height and it's just perfect. This is the wallet I'm using right now. So I just throw the wallet in and I go off to the movie theater. So we went to the movie theater and we went to go watch The Hunger Games. And I didn't even know there was a 4th book. So I've read the first 3 books, right? Way back, like 10 years ago when they came out. And then I watched the movies. Now don't crucify me. I don't love Jennifer Lawrence. I don't love her as that role. I read the books before the movie. So in the books, I really envisioned a different person, type of person. So, and I felt like in the movie, it really, it was more of a more focused on the romance, and in the book that's really kind of the social commentary, honestly. So when you see this new movie is about Jon Snow. I think it's Jon Snow, whatever his last name, Snow. No, not Jon Snow. Cornelius, or whatever his name is, Snow. He's the bad guy, by the way. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Anyway, the movie's great, but there's a lot of violence in this movie. A little bit more than it actually really showed what the Hunger Games depicted in the text versus what they showed in the first movies, is that these are children killing children. It's pretty violent. This is I wonder if this is going to get demonetized for my content, subject content. Anyway, it was a little bit more brutal than we thought of, but at the end we had a good time. And if we had seen Trolls, which is the other movie that's out, I probably would have ended up crying anyway. Disney has a way, or Pixar, cartoons made for kids for some reason make me cry. Yeah, I read the books and don't like the movie. So this time I had not read the book because I didn't know there was a book and didn't even know a movie was coming out. I'm like, there's another Hunger Games movie? How can it be another Hunger Games movie? They ended it, and the way it ended was pretty if you read the book, it's about surviving war, in it devolving of an entire social structure. It's a very good book, guys. I don't want to rain on the parade. So let me talk about something fun. So I got something in the mail. Yes, I got something in the mail. I don't know if I'm keeping this thing in the mail because it's very expensive. I bought it, and when I say I bought it, my credit card bought it, and I had to pay my credit card. Like, full disclosure, guys. So I know it's no one's business but my business about how I buy things. People are like, how are you affording that? Not really. Payments. But I wanted this watch. I saw it in Disney. I didn't buy it in Disney. Jesus, the whole Hunger Games thing made me think, what kind of... Oh, yeah. I'm not going to repeat that, but you understand that. Okay, the concept of the Hunger Games is actually very common in science fiction. It's like they have other books called The Lottery, same kind of thing as, or The Purge, or it's a concept of not just punishing but reducing population, and it's pretty, people think of some weird things. It's one of those things that they did in the 60s and 70s about the worry about overpopulation. You got in the mail. Yes. Okay. Let me not go on my book tangent. Let me show you the happy stuff first, right? So I got this in the mail. Thank you, Linda. So this is a watch I bought, may or may not keep. I want to keep it. I don't know. This is a men's watch. Now, normally I like men's watches, but I'm used to a pretty medium-faced watch. This is a very big. Let me show you guys. So I was very disappointed in, by the way, how it came. It came in a bag, so the whole thing was loose and it was apart. Like, the watch itself was out and just rattled. I was like, please be okay, watch. So this is definitely a floor model watch. This is not mailed correctly at all. Like, I will definitely, you can see the dents on the box. Macy's, there was nothing wrapped around this. Nothing was securing the lid. It was, seriously, this is a expensive watch. Citizen would never have sent it this way. So this is a Sorcerer's Apprentice. Citizen, I think this is the Echo Drive. So this is kinetic movement. Yeah. Some of them are solar, some of them are not. This one I think is movement. Echo Drive. Yeah. So the Sorcerer's Apprentice is my favorite Disney thing ever. And you see how he has this little bright yellow bit? When the lights are turned off, it glows in the dark. It's very cool. Oh yeah, they totally dropped the ball. But it came okay. Luckily, the mail system didn't destroy the watch. But here's the thing. Look at how big this face of this watch is. Now, it's not impossible. I can have this size down correctly. It's not overly large. Large watches, is not too different than the one I have. So this one is a Tissot. I love this watch. This is also a mechanical watch. And this is an Echo Drive Citizen. I have two other Citizen. I love watches. I love watches. I love watches. If I could afford a Rolex, I would own a Rolex. Or Patrick Takai, or Philip Takai. Yeah, Philip, I think that one. My mother has a Cartier tank watch, and I can't afford that one. And but I love this watch, so I'm pretty sure I'm gonna keep it, guys. Yeah, the watch wasn't damaged, but hey, Jesus! But this watch is it was $375, and this is how much this was at Disney. But I got at Macy's, and this is when they were having their pre-Black Friday sale, or something like that. I don't know what they're doing. I got it on sale for $300 with tax, so right at $300. So it's still not for me. There's a lot. This watch I'm wearing, this one, which is a Swiss watch by Tissot, is I think this was right at $300 too, about $275. This one I ended up paying $275 for. My most expensive watch is a $400 watch that's also a Tissot with some diamonds, but I don't wear that. I wore that one. I bought that one for my 40th birthday, and I wore it pretty heavily. So, and then the reason I stopped wearing it was because I need to change the battery every year. So this one is kinetic. I don't have to change the battery. This one is also kinetic. I don't have to change the battery. And my other Citizen is a solar powered one. So I really, really love watches. I love watches. I even have an Apple Watch, guys. I don't love the Apple Watch. Mainly because it's a energy hungry, highly demanding maintenance watch. I have all the cool bands. I do wear it at work when I think about it, when I change my bands out. But lately I've just been wearing this because I sleep in this. I take a shower in this. It's Linda, you collect watches too. I love watches. Love watches. Yes, the new watches, the Citizen, are not cheap. Yeah, Citizen. I love Citizen watches. I like Seiko watches. My very, very first job, ever was working in a watch shop. So, and they also owned a jewelry shop, but I worked in their watch shop, and their other shop was the jewelry. So my first job ever was selling jewelry and watches, and I love watches. But the thing is, because my skin is high uric acid content, I corrode metal. So it's not that I have a sensitivity to metals. I literally, my perspiration corrodes metal. So, hey, Dee Dee. So anyway, I bought this cool watch. I'm still looking at it. When I did it, I text Winnie. I said, Winnie, I maxed out my Macy's card. I'm not going to tell James. He's going to find out. But this is stupid. I should never have done this. I did anyway. My cousin would tarnish silver with a touch. Some people can't do silver. I can wear silver and it actually gets cleaner and brighter and shinier I'm pretty sure because of the acidity in my skin. I had to pull out my Pandora bracelet because I got some new charms. A new charm. It's also a Sorcerer's Apprentice. And then I pulled out my other 3 bangles. These are just the bangles. So that's and I changed out my ring again because, why not? And then, but I ordered some more beads to come in the mail. And then I found the wonderful world of the pre-love bead. I'm like, wait, people are selling their Pandora beads for $20? Yes, let me see if I can buy a couple of those. Because I like Pandora, but they're so expensive to keep buying. I've had this bracelet for maybe 15 years. I've been collecting on it, but I would buy like a bead for Christmas or a bead here and there. There's not that many beads on here, guys, because, like this bead, this clasp right here to keep it together, it's like $30 just for one. And then like this was $25 and this was $30 and this was $45. And you just keep adding the numbers and it's just like, some people actually do go into the store and they will make an entire bracelet in one go. But I always what I liked about Pandora more than my James Avery, because I have James Avery, which is charms. is that I like, and you can see they're all same type of bead. Nothing's dangling, right? The only dangling thing I have is this, because I work at an office desk and a computer. I didn't like the charms jingling or catching on clothes and stuff. So I always like smooth things, no prongs, as few prongs. Even my rings, you're not going to see pronged jewelry. It's going to be in such a way that it's all smooth, nothing's going to catch on anything, because I'm clumsy. Um, yeah. Well, Linda, do you wear gold? It's gold's inert, right? It's not. Linda said, I started collecting Pandora and Calvin Klein watches more than 20 years ago, and so yeah, I would love to buy a Gucci watch. That's the thing about watches, and like I will. The thing about watches is you really want watches from watch companies, right? Not watches that say Gucci or Michael Kors are actually not made by Gucci and Michael Kors. They're branded and licensed to another manufacturer, and even Burberry. My sister has like an $800 Burberry watch. She lost it for like 10 years. I'm like, Jenny, where is your watch? How can you lose an $800 watch? Where did you put it? Well, she didn't even want that $800 watch. What she wanted was the $1,000 Michelle watch. I bought her a Michelle watch, by the way. She can't find it. I told her, if you find the watch, I will take it and I will go get the battery changed for you, because she didn't want to have to change the battery. I'm like, fine. She can't find it. Our Apple Watch she bought because she wanted this Apple Watch, and then she found out she hated it. And I told her before she bought it, like, Jennifer, Apple is high maintenance. You have to charge it every night. You have to take it off. You can't shower with it. It's demanding. It needs updates. It wants to talk to you. You have to talk to it. It is very demanding. Are you sure you want an Apple Watch? Are you sure you want to do this? She's like, oh yeah, I really want this. I want to do it for the notifications, and I want to do it for the life stuff and all the stuff. It monitors your heart and your sleep, and it's a fitness watch and tracks my steps. And I'm like, okay. 6 months later, it's on James's wrist because she hated it. So I said, Jenny, you spent like $700 for this. Thank you for our early birthday and Christmas gift, because no, you're not buying us anything else. We took the watch. Thank you. And then she's like, no, that's not your Christmas and birthday. I'll have to get you something else. And then she's broke right now because she has 2 children that are growing like weeds, and every time she turns around they need new shoes. And because my sister is my sister, she just can't get them a pair of shoes. She gets them 5 pair of shoes. Like, Jennifer, your children do not need 5 pair of shoes. In 2 months you're buying them more shoes. It's like, she goes, but she has to have options. Like, no, Jennifer, you have to have options. Your kid is fine with having 1 pair of trainers for 2 months and getting another pair of trainers in the next 2 months. But my sister can't. She can't. She's like, but she needs to have this and this and this. I'm like, and her son too. So I was like, whatever. It's your money. And she keeps going to Target. I said, Jennifer, stop going to Target. Every time she goes to Target, Jackie, you will never believe how much money I spent. Like, you went to Target. I know exactly how much money you spent. You spent $400. She goes, how did you know? Because that's how much you always spend at Target. It's like, I just realized that my dress watch is a Citizen. I love Citizen. Citizen and Seiko are some of the best watches. I think I had a Polaris watch before. My stepfather has a Tag Heuer, which he still uses 20 years later. My mom has a Longlines watch and a Cartier watch. She doesn't actually wear her Cartier watch anymore. She wears the Longlines. It's gold, more stylish. It's not that it's more stylish, it's less flashy. Her Cartier tank is the classic Cartier tank, literally from the 80s. And she just doesn't wear it very much, My mom's pretty flashy, so it's not really about the flash. She just when she turned 50, Klaus bought her Longlines watch, and she's been wearing that ever since. And he has a Tag Heuer, and we actually bought his Tag Heuer when we were the same time I bought my Celine bag, because that's what we were there in Florence to do, guys. We were in Florence to go get his watch. It just so happened to be on the same street with all the cool shops, and we had a Celine, and I got a Celine bag. And Jen did too. And my mom, she has very expensive things, but very few of them. I have many things at a lower price. My mom does not approve of my life choices. She thinks I should have just a couple bags or a bracelet, She hates the fact that I wear like 10 bracelets. So I'm like, Mom, I'm not making you do it. I like my 10 bracelets. Leave me alone. Oh, and this guys, I happened to put this on Friday without really thinking about it. This is a memorial necklace that actually my grandmother had a diamond 3-stone diamond ring. So my dad took the 3 diamonds and gave one to myself, my twin sister, and the eldest. Now the second to eldest, she didn't want one. She was cool with it. She was not as close to my dad's mom. So this is actually it has a inscription in the back, and this is for my grandmother. And then this ring is my dad's birthstone that I had inscribed and made from James Avery with his birth and death date. So I was wearing all this memorial jewelry because his birthday was on Friday, and here I am like, oh dear. So I do buy things. I'm a sentimental, emotional person, so I buy things emotionally, and I buy things for reasons, right? But I also get rid of things too. So it's like, I'm like, please take this. I want someone to use it. Linda says, my dad bought matching gold and diamond watches for him and my mom. I prefer my CKs and my, I don't know what that one is. Accurus. I don't know that brand. I think watches are personal. A lot of people don't like them. A lot of people don't like wearing them. A lot of people prefer their phones. I found it's faster for me just to do this and then keep going than it is to pull out a phone and look at the digital. And when I was working in my previous job of gas and oil, I worked in a production environment where every 15 minutes of my life was set. So I always had to keep track of what I was doing. And I just have always been used to looking at an analog watch. And I really like analog watches more than digital or the Apple. And I had Fitbits. I mean, I told James, it's like, this will still work in 20 years, 100 years. If you keep it in good condition with the gasket, this will be fine. You can repair it. It will be fine. It will still work. It's a mechanical watch. Now his Apple Watch, maybe as a relic for like, how many things we have that like, well, that's great. We have that. How do we view that? The viewer doesn't work anymore. Linda says it's a UK watch brand. They are good for diving. Yeah, I actually have an Invictus watch that is really good for diving. Dive watches are kind of hard to come by because of how they have to be made. The watch, D says, the watch I wear the most is a Fitbit watch, and I have an analog face on it. Yes. Like even James's Apple Watch has an analog face on his Apple Watch because we just like the app. If you're of a generation, watches are just how everybody knew the time. Like, we didn't have a watch on your phone all the time. Your phone was literally to call people, and I don't think anybody calls people on a phone now. I think we text everybody. Actually calling somebody, I'm like, really? Do I have to talk to a human? I don't want to talk to a human. Which is funny because I can sit here and talk to y'all for hours, but have me call someone on the phone, I hate it. I think it's like the biggest. I hate calling companies. I hate calling anything because it's not calling. If I call my friend, which like nobody picks up their phones anymore, but that's one thing. But I'm talking like having to call a company, having to call customer service, having to call anything. It's 100 different press A, press B, press 2, whatever. It drives me nuts. I have a Tag Heuer and it never quits. I love it. Oh, Erin, I wish I had Tag Heuer. I really do. That's one of the one watches I wish I had. Other than the maintenance of having to take it to a specific what was Dad's watch? I had it and I actually had it restored. And then I sold it because it just made me sad. It didn't give me happy memories. So even though I paid to have it restored, it was one of those watches that it was an Omega watch. It was so specialized and of a vintage that it had to go to Switzerland to get repaired, even though I sent it to the New York office and it was so expensive to repair. I'm like, James, I know I paid to repair this one time and I can sell it to recoup the repair cost, but it doesn't cost. I mean, basically, I'm giving away the watch. Let's be honest. I gave away the watch for the cost, but I wanted somebody to use it. I wanted someone to love it, and my dad didn't love it. My dad didn't even like it. I don't even know why he had it. And he always told me, "Oh yeah, I have an Omega watch." Like, whatever, Dad. And then when he died, I'm going through all his stuff to put stuff away. Like, I find it. I'm like, really? You had an Omega? Dad never actually really. Dad was never straightforward, but he always told you something. It is only through his death that I can, in hindsight, going through all his records, like, oh, that's what Dad meant. Oh, I thought that was just a dad story. Nah, they were true. But anyway, we had it was a fun drive. I never ever want to repeat because I'm old. I'm 42, 43. I can't remember. And I'll explain why I can't remember. In Thailand, Thai culture, you are one at birth. So when I talk to my mother, I'm always a year older when I talk to my mother, because as far as my mother's concerned, I am a year older. But according to our culture in America, you are 1 year old after birth. In Thailand, you're 1 year old at birth. We don't do the month thing. They're like, you're born, you're one, you're alive, you know? So you're always a year older than your actual number. So it drives me nuts. It's like, okay, well, how am I? You know, but so my mom's currently in Thailand having a blast. She's she does ballroom dancing for fun. She's not in competition or anything like that. Just she does ballroom dancing because she loves dancing. Like, we could not be any more different. Another ad is going to be inserted according to my system. But anyhow, how have y'all been doing? I know it's a random Monday. For some people, but for us in America, this is a holiday week, and because I work at the state, we just took 2 days off because we get 3 days off anyway this week, and we were going to go to work, but we're like, we're not working, we're just gonna stay home. I was gonna show you something else. What was that? I don't remember. I'll think of it eventually. Oh, that's what I was gonna show you. This this cool bag that I bought from Temu, which they sell on Amazon and they sell on Marshalls. It's not bad. I am working today and tomorrow is when I'm off. Yeah. A lot of people are off. Technically, we're off Thursday and Friday, and then we were given a day by our agency for an extra day for Wednesday off. So we just took today and tomorrow off. But my sister's a teacher, so she's off this week. But her husband, who's a professor at a university or at a junior college, he is not off until Wednesday. So he's working. So Jen has the kids. But Jennifer she went to Marshalls or TJ Maxx or one of those places, and they have this bag. And it's called something, it's a different brand, right? The same bag. And pretty sure it's made in the same place. And she goes, I keep touching this bag. I love this bag, but I don't want to pay $40 for it. I'm like, Jenny, I have that bag. You know, not in the same color. Her color is this blue right here, and not this. The one she was showing me was this color, but I have this color. I said, Jennifer, you can just borrow mine. You know, of course, with Jennifer, that also means she might keep it, but you know, whatever. I know where she lives. I have to move to the side of the pond. You have 2 or 3 times more holidays. Oh my God, yes. We have so many holidays. While also, as a state employee, we get all the federal holidays and then all of the state holidays. So we are very unique as a state employee. It's not normal. But Thanksgiving and Christmas are the biggest holidays, and Easter for some places, but it's not. They call Easter a optional spring holiday, and Christmas is an optional, not optional, but people who celebrate Hanukkah, you can take Hanukkah off if you. It's weird. Not everybody has the same holidays, but culturally, like, we don't even call Christmas anymore. It's like holiday day or whatever. It's like holiday times. We don't say Merry Christmas. We say Happy Holidays, or because everybody does different things, right? So we're becoming more culturally sensitive, which is weird because my Asian family in Thailand, I said, Mom, almost everybody here is Buddhist. And she goes, yeah. I said, Why are we celebrating Christmas? Because Christmas was all over Thailand and Bangkok and Santa Claus and Christmas trees and in Thailand, Southeast Asia, and she's like, because it's a holiday. And we want to celebrate the same way we want to celebrate the holiday. It's a holiday. It's cultural. It's great. You get Christmas, and it's like and it's just a gifting event. It's not a religious event, right? So I said, okay, Mom, so we always just grew up with all the holidays. You do all the holidays. Here it's still Christmas. Yeah, well, America, we have so many different people, that we are a group of others, that we try to include the others because it seems kind of, even though the dominant culture feature would be Christmas, it's very, it's not everybody, and holidays can be very stressful. I stress out for the holidays. I do. I stress out. I enjoy other people enjoying them. I like other people's Christmas decorations. I like their traditions. But it causes me a great deal of anxiety to host or to have parties. I hate parties. I don't mind attending parties. I hate giving parties. This has everything to do with my upbringing. It has everything to do with having a party, inviting over 20 people and 8 people showing up and cooking food for 40. Even my own wedding, guys. Even my own wedding. I had, 90 people invited. Over 90 people invited. 90 people RSVP'd, right? Now with a wedding, you have to pay per person. There was rental setups and there was cost setups, and then at the day of the wedding, 60 people showed up. So that's not bad, except for the fact that everything was arranged for 90 plus, right? Because when you say you have 90 people coming, you always have a 20% overage. So what happened was my wedding the venue looked very underattended. I could have removed 2 tables. It could have saved so much money. When you're looking at, and this is in 2007, an average of $50 per person, and that's low, guys, low. And then 30 people don't show up, even though I called them all individually. They all lived locally, and I said, will I see you? And they said, oh, yeah, we'll be there. Crickets. Yeah. It's still called Christmas, but I respect others' points of views too. Yeah, I mean, we can respect other people. I think what the problem is that if you don't say Happy Holidays and you say Merry Christmas, people take it offensively. People get offended that you have said Merry Christmas to them. I'm like, sorry? It's like I'm apologizing for offending you, but I didn't mean to, do you mean weddings? Yes, weddings. My wedding. I love the story about having 2 weddings. I had 3 weddings. 3 weddings. Okay, well, 2 weddings and 1 marriage in the JP, right? So I got married at the JP in September because we had to have the marriage certificate signed. And then we got married religiously in Belgium, and that was a nightmare. And then that was in October. And then in November, we got married in Texas, in San Antonio, for another blessing. So Linda was adopted by the church, but came from Vikings. Yes. Yeah, I know. But we don't care about history, guys. We don't want to know where it came from or how we got it. We just go with it, right? Tongue in cheek. Speaking of, okay, so I wanted to talk about this. This is spilled the tea moment. This is just tea. This is plain out tea. So I watch all the YouTubes, and I'm a little behind on a lot of my content because life has been busy. You would think I wouldn't be sitting in the car for as long as I have been, but Dee says I take any blessing I can get. People can tell me happy anything, and I'm cool. Exactly. It's like they're not cursing you to die a horrible death. They're saying, have a great day. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. They're saying nice things. I'm like, thank you, and move on. So it's like, just be happy. It's like, life's too short. So anyway, I'm watching Mel in Melbourne. She was doing a video, I caught it, where she was talking about the Tiffany locket collection, I think. Love It Locket, something collection from Tiffany. And she's showing all these beautiful jewelry. one of the bracelets she showed was like $42,000. And I think she ended up with a pendant or something that her husband had picked. It was her birthday gift. So the first part was showing all of the collection of Tiffany. And then what did she end up with? So she got a pendant from her husband, and she got some, I don't know, very expensive other things. And watched the video. Great. Loved it. Very cool. I mean, it was her birthday. Excellent birthday gifts. And then I clicked on, oh, who was it? CC Lover LV. She just did a Tiffany jewelry video too, like within like a day of each other or the same day of each other or something. Somehow Mel Melbourne and CC Lover LV both had Tiffany videos, Tiffany jewelry, same collection, mind you. So CC Lover LV was showing the bracelet. Now she owns that $40,000 pave locket bracelet already. I was like, and I know it was $40,000 because Mel Melbourne had shown it and explained it was $40,000. And I'm like, oh my goodness. It's like, oh my God, that's a $40,000 bracelet next to her, what do you call it? Cartier or those little, bracelets that you have to screw in. I don't remember the name of them. She had those two on with the pave. And then she got another bracelet that was her gift or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'm looking at her wrist. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's so expensive. Like a $40,000 bracelet. And Mel Melbourne had shown her, I think she got the pink sapphire and rose gold something or other Tiffany item. And I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is so expensive. It's like I love it. Oh, the love bracelet. Yes, I like, I admire it. I enjoy that somebody in this world can afford to buy these and wear them and enjoy them, and took the time to show me, because I would have never known this. I don't have much. I can't really view it as them being insensitive to the crowd, because there's always a level of people that are going to be above the in their bubble of the world. They you know, how do you say this politely? It's their bubble. Are you sure they bought them? You know what, Linda? I kind of wonder, because they were both 2 videos at the same 2 days, and I've learning what I didn't know before was that a lot of stuff gets promotionally sponsorshiped, or they're like, I don't know. I know that CC Lover LV Sheris, her engagement or her wedding ring was upgraded from Tiffany, and I mean, these people spend a ton of money, but it's almost like the more money you have, the less money you have to spend, because the more you're gifted and stuff. Because they're, I was watching something. Now, I've never watched Paris Hilton, her show when she had a show, but I know who she is, and I've seen her advertisements, and I've watched some of her. I think she was in a documentary or something. I know who she is, right? Well, she was doing a commercial or advert or something where she had gone to this pearl place in Hawaii, and they gifted her $100,000 pearl necklace. And I think it must have been a documentary, because who would share this, right? They said that it was worth more to them in advertising for her to wear that $100,000 necklace and be seen carrying the bag with their logo than the $100,000 necklace. I'm like, that is a lot of buying power. So I kind of understand like how people keep wanting to have like Kim Kardashian rep their stuff, because as soon as they see her with it, everybody wants to go buy it. Because we were watching Saturday, Super Jacob did his live, and I was in and out. I was there for the pre-show, but not there for the main show. And what he was talking about was, how do we just stuff, why is it that we want to have the Kelly bag? Why do we want to have the Birkin bag? I know, like he was saying that Grace Kelly made the Kelly bag famous and iconic, but honestly, I know who Grace Kelly is. I watched her movies. I loved her movies. I love Grace Kelly before I know what the bag was. I didn't know she had a bag named after her. I knew who Grace Kelly was. I don't really know who Jane Birkin was, but Grace Kelly I knew. I know who Lady Diana is because she was a public figure, and I didn't know she had the Diana bag. I didn't know that Jackie Kennedy Onassis carried the Jackie bag from Gucci. I knew who Jackie Kennedy was. I know who, but now today, 2020, whatever, how many people know who Grace Kelly is? Like, actually know. I mean, she hasn't been in films in a long time. They're black and white, guys, and it's like, who really watches the whole thing with Audrey Hepburn? Like, I love Audrey Hepburn, watched all her movies, but I'm 40 something years old. I'm not sure the 20-year-old wanting to buy that Kelly knows who Grace Kelly is, other than some princess out of Monaco, but maybe he's never seen her movie, because who really? So it was really interesting. They said, like, he was saying, like, why are you buying this thing to chase after this kind of, why does it matter? Why does it matter to go and chase after the Kelly bag or the Birkin bag? Linda says, worse, she died a long time ago. Yeah, she died a long time ago. I mean, right now we're talking about Madonna. There's people in this world living today now who have no clue who Madonna is. Like, oh, that person that was, they don't remember her from her movies. They barely know what her music is. Hey, Winnie, we are live. We are live and hanging out because I have the day off, and it is talking time with Jackie. Oh, let me show you my new watch, Winnie. I haven't decided if I'm keeping it, but I'm probably. I did tell everybody that I told you I was buying it, and that I maxed out my credit card to do it, and I didn't tell James, but James is going to know. He saw how much I paid for it today. It's a citizen watch, and this is The Sorcerer's Apprentice. The Sorcerer's Apprentice is my favorite Disney anything, and it's in Fantasia. So I always try to buy stuff that has The Sorcerer's Apprentice on it, especially when he has the mad face, because the Sorcerer's Apprentice, if y'all don't know the Sorcerer's Apprentice story, he is being naughty. He is the apprentice to the sorcerer. He's supposed to be doing work. Well, he decides he's gonna wear the sorcerer's hat, take the sorcerer's wand, and he's gonna make the buckets do the work and do the dishes, and then he gets it out of control, and then he makes a big mess, and everything floods, and then he gets in trouble. Hi, Jesus. I said hi already. I just said that because I saw Winnie say hi, Jesus, and I just read it. So anyway, we were talking about Super Jacobs Live about branding and looking for going after the brand. I love Disney. I know, corporate giant, long dead, the owner, whatever. But I still love the Mickey. I love the mouse. I love Mickey Mouse. It's my childhood. I'm emotional. It gives me happy memories. When he says, "Oh, I've been taking away our SSI since my dad was working." Oh, they've been taking away our SSI. What's the SSI? Since my dad was working. D says the story is much older than Disney. Yeah. I don't know. I know that Disney as a corporation has done some really not wonderful things. Like, there's this whole thing about the whole Winnie the Pooh, the creator and author, and how they got the licensing for that, not so kosher. Something about Mary Poppins. I mean, there's some stuff that's happened, but I still love Disney. I love Mickey Mouse. Carol Patterson, hi. And what I love about Mickey Mouse and the stuff like Fantasia is that it was set to orchestra music and classical music. I didn't actually know that was classical music. Like, it was famous classical music. Like, I'd be like somewhere like, wait, why are they playing the theme song from XYZ? And my dad's like, he was not too pleased with this. So that next year or so, he got us symphony tickets, and we had to go to the symphony season tickets, mind you, for a couple years in a row, because he wanted to make sure we understood that symphonic music and orchestra music wasn't set to cartoons. Speaking as I'm wearing my Goofy shirt. Yeah, Fantasia is my favorite Disney movie. Point blank favorite. I just put on, I'll just do other stuff. I love listening to it. I'll read books to it. I won't even watch it. I just love it. I see that you did not give me that Celine bag. What's Celine bag, Winnie? Oh, no, I didn't give you a sling bag. You bought 2, though. And for FYI, if anybody wants to buy an extra sling bag, Winnie has one for sale, if it hasn't sold yet. I wanted to show you... Oh, Winnie, I don't know if you've been on my live in a minute, but look, this is a Super Deka puzzle. This is his... This video comes out... Did I say it's not alive if I don't drop something? Yeah, I dropped 2 things. So this is his October special. And I got his first puzzle. So I really love this puzzle. I think it's cool. Linda S. actually bought that for me. We were talking and she placed an order. So... But I like Donald. Like, I tell people, like, I'm not a princess girl. I don't like the princesses. The princesses are annoying. Disney princesses annoy me. Disney princes really annoy me. Those poor princes are regulated to rescue the princess. I like the villains because they're interesting. But I like the sidekicks. I like Donald and Minnie and Daisy and, you know, the main characters. So... Now it's alive. Yes, I dropped something. Now it's alive. You're darn right. So we, so I was telling, we were talking about Disney. I'm part of the Vacation Disney Club. And part of why we did that is because we wanted our friends to go with us. And one of the things we hadn't talked about, hey, Michelle, you inspired me to start recording one of my Merberry. Oh, that's awesome. Or no, Michael. I'm reading it wrong. Thank you for... It looks fab. I love Mulberry. Mulberry is awesome. Yes, I know. I actually didn't drop 2 bags. There it is. I dropped this guy. My little cat. It was right here. I love Mulberry, guys. I like the bags. I have a couple. One right here. You see it? This is a Mulberry. And my Alexa. I think this is the Alexa. This is vintage. $200, $300. I would love to get a new one, but they're too expensive. For my hobby of... As my mother says, if you stop buying all the small bags, you can just buy one nice big bag. Like, but Mom, but then I'm only going to use one bag. I want to use more than one bag, guys. Remember, since Disney owns Star Wars, Princess Leia is a Disney princess. Oh my goodness, Dee. Oh, blow my brain. Okay. I amend all my statements. I love Disney princesses. Her name is Leia. Oh my goodness. Although, you don't want to hear my Star Wars rant. I have a Star Wars rant. I know people love Star Wars, and my husband's one of those people. But I am so annoyed at what they did to the dynasty. The dream of Star Wars was the Force and people could be Jedis. What they did in the last film, spoilers if you haven't seen the last film, is they made it a stupid dynasty, because now they kind of tied it in to she was part of the Palpatine, which is, it's ridiculous the amount of deep dive this is, but it ruined it for me. Just saying. I'm not going to go there. I don't want to offend everybody. I love the Alexa. I have 3 since watching you and other YouTubers that restarted my backups. Oh, yay! I'm sorry. And yay! I need variety. I have a good group of bags. Yes. Winnie says that bag clamps down and won't let go. It eats your dang hand. Which bag? Winnie, don't you dare. Star Wars is the best. I know. But it's not the Star Wars thing. It's okay. It's what they did to the Jedi Force, right? They took that to anybody could have the Force, and if you had it in you, you could be, you could have the Force. And then in that last film, they tied everything back to the Emperor Palpatine. I'm like, oh, So, but I haven't watched the cartoons. I haven't watched the Clone Wars, and there's some other stuff that they've made, and I haven't watched some of the other offsets. And I'm still watching The Mandalorian. I mean, I still love it, but you know, enjoy it for what it is. Don't sit there and dissect it like me. Enjoy it. um. Oh yeah, I agree about the Mandalorian. I love Grogu. Of course, I still call him Baby Yoda because he's Baby Yoda. I love them. I love. I actually have. I have to find it. I have a really cool pendant. I was custom made. That's like this big, of the Mandalorian helmet. I have it somewhere. I've been going through my jewelry because I was looking for these bracelets, and I found stuff I forgot I had. It's like you might have too many things when, but I sold one of my bags recently. It was really hard to sell this, but it was the Peanuts collab with Coach that came out in the outlet, and I sold it for right under list price for what it sold at when it launched. Most people try to sell it for more than that. I sold it for less than that, and it actually sold. Hopefully, I'll make somebody's Christmas really good. And I turned around and used part of that money to pay a bill, and then the rest of it, a small bit of it, I used it to buy a vintage Disney bag. I'm like, Jackie, you have a sickness. Like, you have an illness. Like, I sold that to pay a bill, and I did. I paid a bill with it. I wasn't using the bag. I was just collecting to collect it. It wasn't. I love Snoopy. I love Woodstock. But I'm mad at Coach. Coach, by the way, is coming out with a Disney retail collection in December. So that's why I'm not buying any of the outlet collection currently on sale, because I'm like, I know you're coming out with the thing about the Coach outlet Disney collection that they have. It looks very similar to the collection they produced last year at the boutique that cost twice as much, with a few differences. Like the Coach Mickeys at the outlet are just one Mickey pose, where last year's collection has the castle and Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Daisy. So they're not exactly the same, but they're similar enough that when people say, "Oh, that Coach outlet collection, that looks really similar to a boutique collection. That looks really nice. That really at the outlet?" I've heard that comment. So I bought one notebook cover from there because I use that. I love that. I love those I use, but I don't need any more. Okay, I don't need any more bags. I love bags. I always want another bag. There's never enough bags because that doesn't exist. This mythical thing called purse piece, I do not understand. It is mythical because people say, "Oh, I think either you lose interest and you move to other interests, but you don't actually say, I'm done looking at bags." I don't know how that happens because I'm never done looking at bags. I look at bags all day long. Even my Pandora bracelet, I put it aside for, I don't know, 7, 8 years, but I pulled it right back out again, and I'm back into it again. It's like, it's fine. It didn't go anywhere. It just was on the back burner. Not everything has front and center placement, right? Hi, everyone. Hey, Angela. Hey, Winnie. So who has what happening for this holiday week? Who's hosting? Anyone hosting Thanksgiving at their home? Because we're not. Obviously, we had other plans they've canceled. We're actually doing Friendsgiving. We're going to a friend's house where we're watching the football game, and I don't think turkey is anywhere in sight. I think it's going to be football food, watching and just hanging out with friends. Like my Taylor Swift cup. I'm not a Swiftie, but my movie theater, they didn't really do well, so they're now selling them with their regular large drinks. Angel, I'm hosting with my hubby and nephew. So, question. Thanksgiving traditions. What are, other than the turkey, green bean casserole, sweet potato casserole, and dressing or stuffing, depending on where you're from, what are your other holiday foods? I mean, we know pumpkin pie, pecan pie, apple pie, the pies. This is America. We have pies. But I'm like, One of my friends, their family Thanksgiving, they do wild rice and almonds. It's very interesting. I always love going to Friendsgiving because then I get to meet everybody other's cultural or just family traditions. Like everybody has a different family tradition. Everybody makes a different food. And it's like, what's this dish? I've never seen this before. Um, nope, I'm going to my niece's for Thanksgiving. I'm doing jambalaya. Oh my god, Angela, I want to go to your house. Okay, I'm really more of a gumbo person, but I wouldn't say no to jambalaya. Yeah. Oh, let's see. I'm duty bound to make the corn souffle. I've had corn souffle. I've never made souffle. Anything scares me. Souffle. I've read Julia Child's cookbook, and there's this whole thing about souffles, and there's like egg whites and chemistry or something. I can't. Hi, Alexander. So yeah, I don't have we just had the normal. We do cornbread dressing versus bread stuffing that people make. So I don't know. Everybody does something different. But we've catered the last several years, and this year we're not doing anything. I'm a casserole with the fancy. It's a casserole with the fancy. No, souffles. Well, okay, then cornbread casserole versus cornbread souffle, because souffle involves egg whites and being very quiet. That's what people say anyway. Yesterday I made that Facebook recipe cinnamon rolls and apple pie filling. Oh, really? Huh. Cinnamon rolls and apple pie. Oh, yeah. I think I posted that. Or reposted it. Cinnamon rolls and apple pie filling. Yeah, that looked really good. I really love cinnamon rolls. But I like cinnamon rolls without icing. Because I just like cinnamon. I love cinnamon and dough and butter. And that's really what the inside of a cinnamon, okay, it's just dough, right? Risen dough, rolled out, layer of butter, layer of cinnamon, some sugar. You roll it up, you bake it, you take it out, and then you put more sugar on top. Mine is a casserole. The lady who gave me the rest gave to me insisted it be called a souffle. Okay, D. Yeah, I don't know. I like the oddball traditional things like when I go places I like taking fried rice because most Thanksgiving holidays, potlucks, Friendsgivings, it's always the side dishes. People want the side dishes because everybody's had turkey and ham, but not everybody's had, my Mima's bread recipe or something, so people are like, and dare you not change your recipe. Like one year, I think my aunt changed the cranberry recipe to fresh cranberry relish, and people were like, what did you do? She's like, I tried something different, so sue me. But no, I have to clean the kitchen and do laundry, which is why I'm sitting here talking to you guys, avoiding all that, because I don't want to. I might do it tomorrow. Like, I'm not going to cook. I'm not going to do anything. Just moping. Hi, Mr. Watson. Mr. Watson has been the rock of the house. He has been Mr. Cheerful. He has been, we were visiting my aunt in Louisiana, and she has acorns trees above her house, and acorns were pelting us in our driveway, and little Watson was going there chomping on acorns. Now, acorns are not tasty. Acorns are bitter. Acorns are not yummy unless you're a squirrel, right? So Mr. Watson is trying to eat the acorns, and he keeps spitting them out because they don't taste good. He keeps doing it. It's like he didn't realize that, okay, you just chomped on 5 of those and spit them all out. Now you keep chomping. He's like, well, maybe this one's different. He's not the brightest dog, guys. He's not the brightest dog. Not the brightest dog. But he's super sweet. He is the Rock of Gibraltar. We can always guarantee that he wants to be held. Well, he doesn't like being held, but he wants to be in the center of attention, which is this classic pug, right? It's like I want you to hold me because I can. Normally he does not let me do this. And I keep saying that. And every time I come here on lives, it's like you always pick him up. It's like because he thinks there's food over here. He says, you're talking to this thing over here. And I don't know why you're talking. Mr. Milo is guarding James because he's decided that James cannot be out of his sight. Something might happen to James. When we were at the hotel, mind you, in a double bed with me, James, a pug, and a Dane. The Dane pretty much plastered himself on top of James. It was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like he could not worm himself closer or more onto James because he's like, nope, you're not leaving. And this guy, he's been like, please hold me. I want to see everything. And I was holding him while we were at my mother-in-law's house, and they have a young child living with them, 3 years old, and she was coming into the house. She was carried into the house, and she was, Kitty. It's like, yeah, you're a kitty now. So our joke is Mr. Watson is now Kitty, pretty Kitty, because she's like pretty Kitty. So because she's only 3, guys, I think she's even younger than 3, 2.5 maybe. Very cute kid. Hey, Jeanette. Hi. This is Mr. Watson. Mr. Watson is being pay attention to me. He's probably saying it's time. Oh, it is time for his dinner. See, it's time for dinner. And he's reminding me, excuse me, you haven't fed us. I'm like, no, you had a late breakfast. Yeah, dogs know what time they get fed. And they're like, excuse me, food time, especially this one. He's a walking stomach. This is why most pugs you see are round pugs, because they love food. You can feed them, and then immediately they said, "Oh, I'm still starving." Like, we just fed you. So anyway, so Jeanette, I know you're in Canada. Do you guys have Thanksgiving? It might not be this week. I know you have Canadian Thanksgiving. How about Linda? Linda, do you have Thanksgiving, and do you have some kind of feasting day too? Carol says, my family insists I cook nothing. I have 11 brothers and sisters. The only one who does not cook. Mom and dad were both gourmet cooks and relegated me to the providing paper products and trays. Well, if you have a good gig to get, you don't have no expectations. You just show up and enjoy, right? Show up and enjoy, Carol. Hey, Jeanette, in October. Okay, so Canadian Thanksgiving's in October. Linda says a pug is the size of a kitty, so that wasn't completely wrong. No, I think we just thought it was hilarious that because his big eyes, look at that. We always call him Monkey, but now we're gonna be calling him Kitty. I call him Little Dude and Big Dude for the dogs, and now he's gonna be called Kitty because he's a kitty. He's a pretty kitty. He's hilarious. He's definitely changed my mind about pugs. I told you it took James 5 years to get me to get a pug because I was like, I don't want a pug. I didn't know he was serious. I thought he was joking. Nope, it's just Christmas then Easter. Really, those are only 2 feast days? That's sad. Because Thanksgiving, unlike Easter or Christmas, is it's everybody can participate because it's not a religious affiliation of any kind whatsoever. It's just a harvest day, It's to celebrate the harvest. Yeah, I agree. He needs a bath. So anyway, what bags are you guys looking? Oh, I was telling you about looking at LV Lover CC and Melbourne, their locket collection or whatever from the Tiffany. And I was just thinking, that's 2 videos. I mean, they don't know each other. One's in Australia, one's in, and I think Karis is actually in Florida. Hey, you. This is not. You're not helping. You're not helping. Let me get him off me. Come on. No, don't. Oh, no. Really? You are not bright. Really? This is how it's gonna go. Well, it does represent same bad history. Some bad history. Oh yeah, there is bad history. Yeah, definitely. I'm not saying, It does. It's not exactly. It's now become just a feasting day for the harvest. It wasn't. I don't think that's the origination of it. Mr. Watson, you're being very entertaining, but I don't want you to break my necklace. No. Hey, James. Oh, he's probably asleep. No. No. Oh. Yeah. Okay. If you make me get up, you're gonna have to jump off. Okay. Really? You are not Spider Dog. What was that? You just had to go to the back of the chair. He's fine. He keeps running. He's serious about this. It's time for me to eat, guys. He's like, food. Where did my phone go? I don't know what I did with my phone. Did I drop my phone? Oh, it's right here. They do not know each other. They've exchanged Christmas gifts before earlier. Oh, so really Mel and Cheris? Yeah, but they had the same video with like, let me text James real quick. I'm gonna tell him to feed the dogs. James. My phone is blowing up. Shush. It's funny. I can actually hear my mother-in-law's taking a nap. I'm pretty sure James is taking a nap, and Watson is like, "You're the only one awake. Give me food." Yeah, Cheris and Mel are friends. Okay, they are friends. So they did a video within like 2 days of each other, or within a day of each other, about the same thing. Winnie says, "I had the zipper replaced at the leather guy, but I cannot." Cannot what? Winnie, have you ever had replace a zipper in a vintage Coach hobo tight bag? Oh, okay. We're in Florida. I'm in Orlando. Oh, you were in Angela. You're in Orlando. I was in Orlando. I think I talked about this to you. I can't remember. We go every year now. One of these days we'll get over to California. But honestly, it's Texas where we're at. It's more fun to go to Florida than to California. I'm not a huge fan of California, but honestly, I love Arizona and New Mexico. But the West Texas, the 8 hours from middle of Texas to El Paso, it's a lot of empty nothing. I love a good meetup. Yeah, hey, Winnie, that's new words coming out of your mouth. Now that you've done one, you want to do more? I heard about your meetup with the gang that you and Ed ended up talking so much that you said you were surprised people didn't tell you to be quiet. Winnie, I was only 6 hours from you when I was in Mississippi. I said, how far am I from Winnie? How far am I? Actually, I was 9 hours away from you and 6 hours away from Yoda. And I was like, maybe I can just hop over there. And if my brother-in-law had been with me, I probably would have tried because we were so far out. We were so far away. Winnie, yeah, we love to tell stories. Oh, I don't do 14 what? You should have. So anyway, I was watching the Tiffany bracelets, and then I was watching. I just finished almost halfway through Meredith's new Hermes Twillies or whatever she did today. But then I saw Dale just had something about flying first class or something on Emirates, and like, oh, I want to watch that because I don't do those things. I don't like flying. I hate flying. But I don't mind. I love watching other people's travel vlogs. I love watching other people's travels and fun things they do, especially Australia, because Australia is like one of those things I'd love to do one day. It's like so far on the bucket list that you're like, if I ever get the opportunity to, I would just like to see it. You should have. Aw. I-4. I-4. Yeah, not 14. My eyes blurred. I-4 was a nightmare. I didn't understand when y'all say welcome to Florida and our traffic. I didn't understand what y'all meant about I-4 till I drove it. Y'all, that highway is a nightmare. Flat, traffic. Florida. FYI, the tiny CD bag charms from LV Pharrell in that damier print with the different colors is I'm reading that wrong, right, Winnie? $1,100 for that teeny tiny CD bag charm. Speedy, not CD. Speedy. I'm inverting things with my eyes. The tiny Speedy bag charms from Pharrell, the damier print with the different colors is $1,100. Oh my God. I saw both. Wow. You do now don't. Oh yeah, Angela, I understand the whole thing about 4. I understand how people who live in Florida don't go anywhere near Orlando or Disney because you're like, oh, I went to the Orlando premium outlets. Never again. If I go, it's gonna be on a Wednesday, middle of the day, because it was a nightmare. 1,100. Oh my goodness, for that little teeny tiny Speedy, the little Speedy. That's like a Speedy for See, okay, the Pharrell thing, guys, the Speedy. Now I'm trying not to be uber judgmental, but I'm a little judgy on this one. The Angela, I was right next to you. We'll meet up next year. This okay. I love the Speedy. The Speedy is my favorite bag out of LV, guys. Favorite. I don't use it that much, but I love a barrel bag. So by default, I love Speedy. I have 2 Speedies. I love the Speedy. Let's see. I have one right here. Let me grab one to illustrate how much I love this bag. This is my Speedy, right? I love it so much that it's not only decked out with charms, I put handle protectors on it so that I don't, because the toolies move a lot. So I just put these leather cuffs on here meant for this so I don't add more patina. I don't know if they'll stay that way, but this is what it is. This is a vintage lady. Out of my LV collection, I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 left. They're all vintage. This might be the newest of the bunch, is this one. But why did Pharrell design the leather Speedy to look like the canvas print? If this, and for thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands more dollars. Like, if it looks like this, especially the brown one, why not just buy this? I don't get it. I don't know why anybody would want to buy it though. Like the red one or the orange one or the blue one, I get it. But the brown one that's leather that looks like the canvas, it's like, just get the canvas. It's like, I don't get it. Hi Rhea, Rael, I love your Rogan. Oh yeah, the Rogan. So my Rogan is smaller than yours, Rael. I think yours is bigger. I think they redid the Speedy or the Rowan, the mini Rowan, to be a little bit bigger than it used to be. Or did I put my mini Rowan? Nope, not there. Here. This is my mini Rowan. And this is tiny. Like for illustrating, this is a normal tube lipstick. Look at the size of this. Rael, I swear yours is bigger than this. This is tiny. This is a very tiny. I love my Speedy 25. I wouldn't trade it for anything. Hi, Linda. Thanks you so much. I'm obsessed with the mini bag. Yeah, this is my mini Rowan. I love the Rowan because Linda, because he inspired in Canal. Oh, the Canal Street inspiration. Let's make it really more expensive, but look exactly like the canvas version. Rael says so pretty, Jackie. You have the micro. Oh, I had a Micro Rogue. I had the Micro Rogue. I bought yours, Winnie, and I sold it because it was too small. It was 17. It was 17 centimeters. It was so tiny. I think it's smaller even than the cherries. Yes, it looks smaller for sure. Oh, this is a Micro Rowan. Did I read that wrong? Micro Rowan? Oh, this is a Micro, not the Mini? Oh my goodness, if I had known that, I would have bought the Mini. You need a map. I'm joking, but you need one too. I need an inventory. I need somebody good with spreadsheets to do photos and inventory everything because I really don't want to know. I really don't want to know. Like here's my the Micro Rowan. Here is the predecessor, the original. I think we determined this is the original Rowan before they called them Rowans and before they called them, I guess, rubies. Where is the? I keep moving my bag, so even if I had like a map of where everything was, I still wouldn't know. No, let me grab my I'm gonna stand in front again, and go all the way over here because I have it tucked in this corner. This is the regular Rowan. This is the Rowan. This is, I guess, the Micro. Now I need to have a Mini. I really want a Mini now. So here's the regular. Here's the Mini or Micro. And then this is what we determined was the original predecessor, the OG. But see, I like what the difference between the vintage one. You see how they do the rolled piping, and then this one is just paint stitched edge. Stop moving your bags. You're going to drive yourself. I know, but I keep rearranging it. I'm not happy with how they're arranged. That's why I keep moving them because I've had to disrupt my entire system that I've had for years to put them out here, and I'm not done because I still have this is so embarrassing. I still have a lot of bags in my closet, guys, and they don't have any space out here. And I'm trying to get at least a version of everything I have out here so I can do this. So when I think about it, I can just pull one out because I have multiple. So I have 5 Rowans. 5. I have problems. And then this one, like I've had to tell myself I am no longer allowed to buy the Rowan. I love it that much. That's why I love the Speedy. Because look, what's not to love? I like what I like. Yeah, this is the first gen. This one. Yep. It was luck. I actually have another bag in the mail, but it's being held because we thought we were going to be gone longer, so it's being held at the post office. But I bought another vintage-esque. Linda, I blame you. Linda and Luxational, you guys have gotten me down this vintage Coach. I dug myself out of that rabbit hole, and I tanked myself right back into it. Mm-hmm. The Bandit is the one that keeps me coming back for more. Bandit. I think I have a Bandit. Do I have a Bandit? Coach Bandit. Let me Google that. Would love a vintage Speedy. All right. Mine is old Speedy, but it's not. I don't know. It's. I guess the vintage ones are pre bandolier type. Oh, I missed a phone call from somebody I don't know. It's fine. If it's important, they'll call back. What is a... You said Coach? Was it a Coach Bandit? Bandit crossbody. Oh, that bag. I have one. I do. I have one of that. I do have one. I want the shoulder bag. I want the shoulder version. I have a Studio. I have a Bandit, and I want to get the shoulder version badly, but they're so expensive. I have a Rogue 30, 2 Rogue 30s. One's a shoulder bag, one's a classic Rogue. I had the Micro Rogue, but I sold it. Let me see. Would you love vintage Speedy? Have you I do have the I do have the crossbody bandit. Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I just had to look at the picture because I forgot what it was called. Me, I don't do anything to you, just myself. Well, Linda, because of your enthusiasm and we talk daily, and I constantly am looking at bags now that are vintage Coach. Like literally, I'm typing in vintage Coach bags. Haha, you forgot. I forget sometimes. Oh, I forget. Oh, I forget all the time. Are you kidding? I look smart. It doesn't mean I am smart. Sometimes the Coach ones get me a lot because they keep changing what they do, right? So they come out with the studio bag, which I think is cool. They discontinue the studio bag. There's still a couple for sale, but they're discontinued technically. And then they come out with the idol bag. The idol bag looks like the studio bag. And then they have a tote out right now. I think it's called the Theo tote. Theo or Leo. Theo, I think. They're discontinuing that, but it's still on for sale. It's like $750. They're just like, every time I talk to a sales associate, I ask, what are you discontinuing next? Because they constantly discontinue stuff. Yes, I'm up to 11 bandit shoulder bags, Carol. Well, if you ever get tired of one, I'd like to buy one, not for $600, please. I'm trying to find a shoulder bandit in any condition, hang tag, no hang tag, for about $200, which is my comfort zone, which is impossible because they start out at $500, guys. So, yeah. So the crossbody I got for $270, I think, because it was on sale. Winnie, I have to watch your video. Can't wait. Wait, what videos, Winnie? Do I miss something? Video. How you forget something? I forget. The Dooney one. Winnie the Dooney one. Woohoo! Yes. I just got a vintage Dooney that resembles the Evelyn. It's Autumn's fall. Oh, did you get the Henrys? You didn't get the Henrys, did you? No, Autumn. Her and I swear, she posted another Henry's video and I went to the website, I put it in my cart, I looked at the discount, and I'm like, it's still $400. Autumn the enabler. I love her too, but she's an enabler. It's like, woman, stop it. Stop showing me these. I love the Henry's bags, but they're so expensive. And the one she bought, which is the large tulip, I guess, type bag, it's called I Want It So Badly. It's $400. 30% off, mind you. 30% off. So I think it's either $550 or $600. I think it's $550. $550, 30% off. It comes out to $400. I'm like, no, this one is the vintage one I got off eBay, which is the best place to buy bags, in my opinion. Mercari and I had a problem. Let me explain, Lucy. So, Mercari, I sold my satchel on Mercari because I needed to pay a bill. And I said, well, I have 3 satchels now. I have a brown, natural, and a black, right? And I actually have a denim blue, which I had to rehab. So I have 4 satchels, Dooney satchels, different sizes, but 4 of them. So I said, this 5th one, okay, I can part with this because I do need to make space. And the satchels take up a lot of space. They don't share space well. So I sold it. I sent it off. Life is good. I sold it for a song and a steal because I wasn't trying to make money. I just tried to get any money. And so I sold it, a quick sale, and I send it off, follow the tracking. It never gets there. This is before my trip to Florida, by the way. And then, so she's like, where is this package? I'm like, I don't know where the package is. And it turns out UPS lost it, but they're not admitting they lost it, right? So because the way the selling platforms work, even though I'm the seller and they are the buyer, the generator of the label is Mercari. So even though we open the claim gets fulfilled. They say, okay, it's genuinely lost. They cut a check. UPS cut the check and they send it to the label issuer, Mercari. So the claim was for a $250 value back because that's how much a satchel cost. Even though that's not what I sold it for. That's how much the claim was for. So they cut that check to Mercari. Mercari gets it, right? They give back the lady, they've had her money tied up for 4 weeks more, 5 weeks, because when they take the funding, is taken and it's held, right? So they refund hers after 5 or 6 weeks. And then I get refunded the cost of the profit of the bag, right? So the bag, I only made $40 because that's how much I sold it for. She got her full money back. I got my $40 back. Mercari theoretically got the full 250 because UPS lost it. If they fulfilled the claim at what we claimed it with, I don't know. So I was like, dirty dogs. And then here's the thing. I got the bag back, not through UPS, through USPS, because UPS sent it to, was supposed to send it to Nevada. It got sent to Tennessee, literally to Tennessee. And the person who got the bag incorrectly took their time, money, and effort and mailed it back to me on their dime. So I have the bag back. Mercari, UPS paid out their claim. So I'm texting the person who I sold it to and says, hey, look, I'll mail you. We were able to, she found me on Instagram and I said, yeah, I'll mail this back. I'll mail this to you. I know you, it's no problem. I'll pay for the postage. It's fine. I'll mail it to you. Mercari refunded you. Mercari refunded me. Some nice woman in Tennessee sent it back to me. It's blacked out enough, the package, that I can't see other than the state it went to. It went to the wrong state. Not only did UPS mail it to the wrong place, lost it essentially, they sent it to the wrong state, not Nevada. I mean, Nevada, Tennessee. They're not exactly next to each other. I don't know how this happens. Epic, you and you're from Tennessee. I can't even read that. Epic. There we go. Winnie, pot calling kettle black, and oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, Winnie, you are an enabler, right? The only 101 10, only 10 I see, because you're the only 10 I see. Oh, is this Linda? Is this okay? Tennessee people are pretty great. Yeah, somebody sent this back to me. UPS has a main hub in Memphis too. Maybe, I don't know. Thank you, Linda, for keeping us safe. I'm assuming this person who's in here is not being very kind if you're deleting all the messages. So thank you, my happy moderators. I'm still shocked that I need to have moderators and that I have enough people watching and hanging out with me that bots show up. Stuff goes to that Memphis hub and no good reason. Yeah, troll showed up. Yeah. So it's funny because we were talking about mean comments and stuff on YouTube, and there's some. I watch another YouTuber. She does Temu hauls and she's very successful, and her name is Hey Everybody, and it's HEYYY 3 Y's Everybody. She's so much fun to watch. She has 2 cats. I love watching her. Well, people will leave her comments that say, you have so much stuff in your background, I can't even breathe. I'm like, you're watching a Temu hauler. This is the definition of stuff. Like, that's what Temu is watching people unbox stuff, excess consumption, and other people will say something like, just rude, like not even rude comments, but like, where are you going to put all that stuff? What are you going to do with all that? It's like, how do you afford that? Like what Winnie was talking about in her life. It's like, why are you watching a video about luxury handbags and then criticizing luxury handbags? Why are you watching a Temu hauler and criticizing the amount of stuff they are showing you? Because that's their channel. Her channel legit is all about Temu hauls daily. So if she's opening hundreds of dollars worth of stuff from dollar store or Temu, what do you expect you're watching in an hour-long video about unopening things? Trolls by, I'm getting there, boxes of boxes. Yeah, Temu is addicting, Rael. Wouldn't it be, some people love to ruin your day. Yeah, they do. They do. Hey, maybe Linda just kick out the troll. Or they keep coming back. Hurt people. Yeah. I mean, well, it's like they, in person, people don't say these things to you. Like in person, they we're kind of taught to be polite, at least down here. You try not to be offensive, and you try not to cause a ruckus. You try to be quiet, and you don't say the things. But on internet, it's like, it's like, I think Brian called it keyboard warrior. You know, cats are good company. Cats are great. I love cats. I wish they would. It's crazy. I would never dare do that. They get on my nerves. Say it on my face. Say it to my face. Exactly. Not just say it to my face. Oh, Winnie. I don't know why I thought about this when you said this, but I did. That really cool MC Wallace sequence bag that you bought would be perfect for the next time you do the MC for the dancing competition you judge every year. And I think I said that your comment reminded me of that because of that lady's comment to you at the last time you did that. Oh my God, that was so funny. This lady, okay, so for people who don't know, Winnie B. LV does a charity thing every year where she the comic relief for this dancing competition. She's not dancing the judges. She's just like keeping things going, right? And so she was there, and this lady, they're leaving the venue, and this lady looks at Winnie, says, "You made the wrong choice." And she's like, Winnie's like, she gives like, I give like 10 and 9s. It's like there's the real judges are like the dance judges. She's just there to be the public figure because she was a radio host. It's so funny. It's like, people, come on. Ray, I was thinking that too. The MC, it's pretty because the MC Wallace is shiny, pretty, and cute enough that you can take that and put it on your judging table and not worry about it. Like, you don't want to take your Crystal Prada bag because you don't want to do that. Yeah, comic relief as well. You're there to help. You're there to help things move along. And you're a local celebrity for that. You're a radio gig that you did. That's what you do. I mean, that's what you're there to do. Oh, that bag's days are numbered. Oh, your Crystal LV. Yeah, I would imagine. I'm surprised you've kept it this long, to be honest, your Prada, because of, I mean, it let you down. I have a couple bags that might be numbered. I am dying to buy another Teddy Blake. I was watching Dial M by Michelle, and she was showing some bags, and she was showing her Teddy Blake bags, and she was showing a Furla bag, a Teddy Blake bag. I'm missing one. There's 3 of them. I can't remember. What was that third bag? The the Hans Atelier. The Atelier of one of the Ateliers, whatever. So she was showing these 3 contemporary bags, all roughly the same price point, between $400 and $500. And she said out of these 3 bags, the Furla, this other contemporary bag, and the Teddy Blake, that the Teddy Blake actually was the best made. And I was like, because I've had a Teddy Blake. I have 2, actually. I had the Bella Teddy Blake that I gave my sister, and I have I think it's the Eve, not the Eva, but the tote bag, the pink tote bag, which I love. But I really want another one. But when I go looking on the website, I'm like, why are you guys? They have this really cute bowling bag style, a little small bowling. I forgot the name of it, but it's like $250 Black Friday sale. I'm like, I want you. But then what do? I go buy a watch. It's like, I buy a watch. I love this watch. I love watches, guys. I love watches. I love bags. I love jewelry. I like lipstick. I have issues. I did buy some makeup, although I'm not wearing any makeup. I bought some L'Oreal. I was looking at lipstick and not L'Oreal. Because of my L'Oreal. This one, not this one. This one. This L'Oreal. I really was impressed with the quality of this lipstick and really liked it, but in their range of colors, this is the second, the darkest color. So it's not that dark. It's like a nude, but it's, I like the way it feels. I like it better than the Dior Glow, whatever, I think. And I have the Hermes, And I keep wanting to buy that Chanel Rue Cambon $150 lipstick. I want it. I can't stop thinking about it. I blame two people. I actually do Super Jacob, because he introduced me to it. And then Lisa, Luxury Life in the Middle, because she bought it too. And she says she loves it. So I'm like, oh, I want that lipstick. I just want it. But it's $150. She's like, I'm buying lipstick from Temu for $2. Why? This is a $2 lipstick. Why am I, and this is a $10 lipstick. Why am I wanting a $150 lipstick? I don't get it. So I was looking on Macy's, and I ended up getting Lancome. Yeah. A couple out of Lancome. They're coming in the mail. One's a gloss and one's just a lipstick. And I think they were $30. Still expensive. G says, Jackie, don't know lipstick's worth that much. Yeah, I know. It's a consumable. It's just, you use it and it comes off. And I have so many lipsticks, so I love them, but I don't really wear them that much. I actually wore a lot of lip scents. I don't know if you guys got into lip scents craze when they came out. They reformulated, so now that you don't have to do the lipstick part and then you put on the coating part. They've changed it so it's a one-step process, but I'm afraid to go down that rabbit hole. Carol, Winnie, I love your Teddy Blake gray handbag. Enjoy seeing it every time you show. Yes, I love her. I love her Teddy Blake handbag. Linda, I'm loving the new Shiseido I bought. Gonna get more colors. I love Shiseido. I think their cosmetics are highly underrated. They're very beautiful. They have some of the best SPF products I've ever tried, but it's because they're Japanese, and Japanese people are like most Asian people. They don't want sun damage, and they put a lot of money and time and effort into sun protectant and whitening for hyperpigmentations and stuff. But that bag is precious. I said it gives me H5s. Hermes 5s. Yes. Linda Shiseido is the best. I don't know. We'll see how I like. My favorite lipstick from Lancome was La Boheme, which was something they came out with several years ago, and then it was one of those seasonal ones. So this time I picked a regular type of product line, so hopefully it'll stick around. And I just wanted a lipstick, so I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. I bought lipstick. It's in the mail. I didn't need lipstick. I just wanted lipstick. Lipstick used to be the thing I used to buy when I was at my most stressed job-wise. When I was working in gas and oil, I was paid every 2 weeks, and every 2 weeks on payday, I would leave work and go to the Ulta Beauty and look at the makeup and buy lipstick. One lipstick every payday, because my job was so stressful that that was my relaxation and reward for making it to the next payday. It was not a surprise when I left. I worked at that job for 11 years. Mm-hmm. Yeah. She's hilarious. Who's hilarious? Anyway, it's been a whirlwind. This is not my favorite time of year. I know I've said that 100 times, which is why I'm hanging out with you guys. And thank you for hanging out with me. I really, really honestly mean that. And not just hanging out with me, but typing and chatting with me on the chats, because it gives me something to talk about. And yes, I know I'm a flighty butterfly and I go on 100 tangents, but it helps me. I had one other Shiseido lippy, but it's my first versionary and loving it. I still want to try I think it's the one you said, Linda, Lisa Eldridge I think it was Lisa Eldridge, the name of the makeup artist. So I've had Pat McGrath. My most expensive lipstick before my Hermes lipstick, because I didn't really buy Chanel or Dior for myself. I would buy them for gifts, but was actually Pat McGrath. I bought the Star Wars lipstick when it came out. The one, Flesh 3, I think it was called. And I showed my husband, most expensive lipstick I've ever purchased. And it was like over $40. And now I've surpassed the $40 range. I have spent $80 on lipstick. I don't think it's worth it. I did buy it though. You know, the container is what you're buying, right? So the lipstick bullet, I think, is only a $40 refill, but the container was $80. Well, you know, Dior does that too. They have the special cases that you can buy for the lipsticks that are like $30 for the case, and you put the the bullets in it. But I don't know. You melt one lipstick in your handbag one time, and that's it. You're like, I'm done. I'm out. I now am very particular of my lipsticks. Some lipsticks don't. I always put my lipstick in pouches in bags because you know people always complain about the pen mark in a bag. Try getting lipstick, melted bullet lipstick out of a bag. That's one time, one time, never again. I want the Dior lip scrub. Yeah, who showed that? They put it on and you just leave it on. Oh, Cami showed that. Cami did. She bought the Dior lip scrub that I was confused because the lip scrub normally you put it on and you remove it and you scrub your lips with it, but that one you just put it on and leave it on. I want the Dior lip scrub. I use Shiseido makeup wipes and square cotton pads. I need to look into that. Yes, Lisa Eldridge. I have around 30 Platmograph lippies. Yep. Cami. Yeah, Cami was the one who showed that. And it was interesting because Cami, up until that, had only one lipstick, you know, and she spent all that time looking for a lipstick case, which I understand because, again, you melt one lipstick and you never do that again. But she spent a lot more money on looking for a lipstick case than her lipstick. It's like, and I have so many lipstick cases, so many. Anything I can turn into a lipstick case, I have turned into a lipstick case. Let me see if I can see any sitting around here. Like I have a whole group of little SLGs right behind you guys, or the camera. Linda, I have everything Pat McGrath launched. Really? All of it? Yeah, I love Pat McGrath. I have Pat McGrath. Charlotte Tilbury, she's not made for my skin. We didn't get along too well. I mean, I love her products. I love the Pillow Talk. I love what it looks like. I have her foundation, but it doesn't sit that well. You know what I do like though is Laura Geller, and I know she's I don't know if she's considered luxury makeup, but I know I can find her in Macy's. I buy her. I don't know if Macy's is considered luxury, guys. It's a department store. It's not Saks or Nordstrom's or Neiman's. It's Macy's. And in Macy's, I got Laura Geller, but there's a lot of shimmer in her makeup, and I tend to not like shimmer because shimmer sits in fine lines and wrinkles, you know. But then I was watching Lisa, Luxury Life in the Middle. She was doing Get Ready With Me, and she was putting on makeup. I'm like, I like that makeup. I wish I had more. I wish I put a little bit more effort in my makeup, like any. But I like the way I look in makeup. I like putting on. I have fun wearing it. The problem I had when I was wearing a lot of makeup was I stopped liking the way I looked without makeup. And that's why I stopped wearing makeup, because I was so used to seeing my skin with foundation and masking all the imperfections that when I saw the imperfections, I didn't like my face. So I stopped wearing makeup. I said, nope, this is my face. I shouldn't have to apologize. This is the way I look, you know. I once washed clothes with a chocolate chapstick. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The nightmare. That is a nightmare, Rael. A nightmare. Rael. A chocolate chapstick. Oh my God. I've done it with Carmex, but it didn't really blow up everywhere. It survived, but I was very sure Carmex, when it used to chapstick, when it was in the tube or the tubs, not the tube, it survived, but I can't even imagine a chocolate chapstick, especially if hot water. Yeah. Linda, oh my God, her glittery eyeshadow are the bomb. Pat McGrath's eyeshadows? Linda, yes, around 60 eyeshadow palettes, plus bronzers, blushes, makeup, and everything since her first. Wow. The hubs had to wear white socks forever with a reminder of that. Oh, Linda, Dee says, I don't wear makeup. My face shows my journey. My journey is not done yet. Yes. Amazon sold some last year. Yeah, well, the thing is, I love makeup. I love makeup for its enhancing effects. I love lipstick. But when I started not liking the way I looked without it, that's what was the problem. Because I have a friend, my best friend, she's in her 70s, she's mid 70s. She is of the generation where she always wears makeup. She sleeps with makeup. Like, she sleeps like a mummy. Like, she lays down, she does not move. She just like, and she wears makeup because she feels she looks her best with makeup, and she can't imagine not having it on because she wants her face to always be made perfect. And I'm like, I can't do that, you know? So for me, it's like, okay, yes. When I wear, if you've seen photos of me with makeup on, my skin tone's all even, and I look really pretty, and it works really nice, and everything's the way it should be looking. And but then I would take it off, and I'm like, oh, I can't go out in public. I have to put my makeup on. I'm like, no. So I did that for a couple years. I said, nope, I'm done, because my mom's this way too. My mom won't leave the house without her makeup done, like full face. So, and she gets mad at me because I don't. Part of the reason why my mother doesn't actually watch any of my lives is, while my mother loves me dearly and I am her child, she doesn't necessarily like the way I look, guys. It's one of those things that I don't think people really get when they realize they're having mixed children as a half white, half Asian kid. I look like my mother, but not like my mother. You know, because if you saw a picture of my mother, you see the resemblance, but I don't look Asian enough, right? So, gotta go feed. Night, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, Winnie. I could live 20 years, and I wouldn't wear everything I have in my makeup drawers. Yes, but you don't have to. You just have to wear what you enjoy. And you don't have to wear every color in the palette, too. People are like, I have bought a palette of eyeshadow for one eyeshadow. I actually, and I'm going to blame Super Jacob on this, that he keeps showing that Byzantine eyeshadow, and that gold eyeshadow he showed. It's like, oh, I want that. The rest of the four other colors, the three colors, and the four with the quad. So there's the one gold in there. I want that gold. The other three colors, don't care for. But that one gold, I'm like, that gold would be, because it's a bronze and it goes in a little bit of greenish. And I'm like, oh, that would look so good. Because I have an olive-ish, I don't know, pink undertones, little olive. I mean, look, there's color. I'm not white, right? You know, of course, even, anyway. Makeup is fun. Makeup's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be something to enjoy. I enjoy it, which is why the Rue Cambon lipstick keeps haunting me. I'm not going to buy it, guys. There's no way. I mean, I'm having a hard time justifying this watch, and I love this watch. I love everything about this watch, other than the fact that it's a little bit bigger than I wanted it to be. Like, if it's the same size face as this, I'd be thrilled. But big watches are in fashion. Like, it's not like I'm shy, guys. I wear all the jewelry, and I can't just pick one. I have to wear them all at the same time. My mother drives my mother crazy. She's like, Jackie, you can wear one bracelet. Why are you wearing 10? I'm like, because I want to wear 10. I wear all the eyeshadows on the palette, at least 4 in each look. Really? 4? I don't have enough eye space. Yes. Jesus, hey everybody, is hilarious. She is so funny. She has 2 cats, Loki, and I can't remember the new one, the one before Loki, or is it Loki? And because I can't remember her older. Anyway, she has 2 cats. They're hilarious. I love watching her. I watch all her videos. I really do. She collects alien things. Like, she goes to Temu and she buys these alien plushies. It's hilarious. And she's my age, guys. Like, I think she might be she might be a little bit older than me, but we're about the same age. And she's just so much fun. I love watching her. She's like, why did I buy this? She keeps buying all these seasonal Temu things, like Christmas decorations. And she says, I hate gnomes. And then she bought a gnome. Why did you buy a gnome if you hate gnomes? But she's so much fun to watch. She has like 8,000 subscribers, and I literally watch every video she publishes, because I just like, oh yeah, let me watch that. I love that. And Temu's addicting. I'm falling off the addiction. Going on vacation kind of broke me of my Temu addiction. I'm trying to stay broken. I'm trying to stay broken up a little bit. Because I do have like 10 dresses in my cart. I love dresses. I've never worn more dresses in my whole life. I'm not gonna get that Chanel palette. Have the Pat McGrath palette with those. Oh, you do? Pat McGrath has that same palette color. Will you send me a link to that one, Linda? Because I really love that gold. I think that gold's pretty cool. Good night, Rael. And thank you for hanging out with me. No, because I like gold, but not gold, not bright gold, but that bronze gold, that looked so pretty. I love how Jacob does his makeup. He puts more time on his makeup than I have ever, yeah, I'm not some weird stalker fan. Okay, I might be. I don't know. I talk about him. I'm in both of his memberships, and I watch all his stuff. I think he's just a cool mentor without knowing he's a mentor. I try to follow his cues because I don't want to be a successful YouTuber. Like, not in the way people mean it, not in the way people say it, not in the way people keep wanting me to be. Like, I keep getting all these emails like, I can make your channel do this and I can make you be more successful. Well, if you mean by more successful to have more subscribers because of how I write my titles and tag my videos and make my thumbnails, I'm not sure our definition of success is the same. It was a limited edition from 2018. Of course it was, Linda. So it's like, good night, Angela. It's one of those, my success is the fact that I have you guys hanging out with me and talking to me, interacting with me and watching my videos and interacting with my videos, interacting with my lives. And if I get super successful, like when I watch people who have like millions of followers, and I follow a couple people that have millions of followers, I'm like, you can't respond to all the comments. You can't. Even if you have an assistant, you can't. Well-behaved wallet. That's a good question. I love your definition of success. Gail, I mean, what's your definition? Okay, there's a story that I heard a long time ago, and I love the story. This is a really funny. For me, it's funny. Hey, Linda, don't you have to work tomorrow? It's like, not that I'm telling you when to go to bed and all, but isn't it like midnight where you're at? Just saying. But the story was, this man goes on vacation, and I think a lot of people have heard the story. It's pretty common. And Meet the Fisherman. And the fisherman, he says, "Oh, you're a really good fisherman. You should get people to work for you to get more fish and to sell fish and to and export it out and then talking to the fisherman and the fisherman talking to this businessman, and the fisherman says, why would I want to do that? I'm just fish enough for what I need today. It's all this so that you can be successful and have all this money, and then you can retire to an island to fish. Yeah. So the point is, what's your definition of success? So the businessman being able to retire and have this amount of money where you can be on the island and fish when you want was success. To the fisherman, the success was, I'm just fishing for enough food today to feed my family and what I need already on the island, right? So it's just your definition of success. People think having 1 million subscribers is successful because Super Jacob said something. He goes, he's been doing this for 9 years, and he said that he's not some breakout YouTube. He doesn't have millions of subscribers. He has several thousand, but he doesn't have over 1 million. He's not a viral YouTuber. But does he? I don't know if that's what he wants to do, but I wouldn't. I don't. I like his style. He can be pretty critical without having to. I think some of the people that have the millions, because we all watch these people, like we all watch their videos, they're very manufactured, they're very safe, they're very middle of the road, they're very non-confrontational, because you have to kind of be the median point but interesting enough to keep the momentum going. If you have millions of subscribers, or you have to be super outlandish, because when Jeffree Star was doing cosmetics on YouTube, he had 19 million subscribers at the height of his, and even at the downfall, even though he's not posting anything, he still has millions of subscribers just doing nothing. And he moved over to TikTok. So I don't know if I have so I always get annoyed when people say, I can make your YouTube content better. I'm like, the content's fine. I like my amateur thumbnails. I do. I know it would be more eye-catching, but I think in the world of everybody has eye-catching, the amateur one stands out too, because it's like, I'm posting a video almost every day. I'm not going to sit around, spend a couple hours editing, and then doing thumbnails. I'm not. This is my hobby. This is my fun time. This is for me to enjoy it. If it becomes a chore, you're going to be able to tell by me, my content. That's a great story, and I really enjoy your live streams, and just that reason you're talking about what you love. Yes, I love, well, this is my life. Did you mention you have collection videos coming? I can't wait to see your current collection. Yes, so the month of December, I have decided not to put out any more videos. I have one coming out on the 1st of December, and I'm going to do lives. I might be doing lives 3 times a week, but I'm going to be working when I have time pulling collection videos together I'll either show them, I'll probably show them in January, because everybody's showing collection videos in December, or Vlogmas, or collection videos, or what I thought about doing was bringing my individual collections for my lives, like once a week, gather all of my Rowans and have Rowans, or gather all my satchels and show all my satchels during my lives, and just make my live during the month of December my collections. I don't think I can do all of this is everything I have from Dooney, but I think I can do, these are all my satchels, these are all my bucket bags, these are all my tote bags, because I would literally have to lay them all out on my bed, which is a king size bed, and then film it on my phone, which I hate doing. And it would not be as much fun, and do a voiceover. So I was thinking that if I just do like all my Rogues, or all my Courtney Sacks, because I have multiples of certain things, or when I only have like 3 mulberries, I'll show you all my mulberries during my lives. Like, so once a week or twice a week, I'll gather all 5 of my Rowans and say, hey, we're doing a Rowan live, and this is all my Rowans, this is my collection of Rowans, and then the individual videos will be there too in my archives, because a lot of people use YouTube, like I use YouTube, Florentine Courtney Sack, and that's why my titles are very descriptive. They're not catchy, and they're not very like click on me videos, because I want them to be descriptive. I want it to be Rowan. I don't want there to be too much mystery, because I want people to be able to keyword search the title, and for my own self too. D says, when MTV first started, they were pretty simple, but as they got bigger, they got slicker, and then lost the heart of what. Yeah, absolutely. Made me yes, yeah, absolutely. D, I used to love MTV. I used to watch them all the time. They used to have those on VH1 pop-up videos, and I used to watch music videos all the time. I would just turn on the MTV or VH1 or whatever the music, and watch the videos and do homework. And then now it's like, those are days gone by, right? Well-behaved, so true. Vlogmas means tons of videos. Yes, and that's the problem. People will be posting video. I already post videos daily, but people who don't do that will be doing that. And one of the complaints people had last year when everybody was watching Vlogmas was the Christmas letdown. Once everybody has put all this momentum and all this work, they produced all these videos in lifetime, most of them, for Vlogmas, that January was like a desert. January had no content, because January everybody was exhausted. So I'm thinking doing live vlog collections and not daily videos. And I'll film my daily videos for January, but 2024 is going to be me curating my collection, because space is legitimately a problem. I cannot keep growing my collection. It must come down to manageable levels. I'm curating. Like I've I've slowly reduced some of my Coach bags because I'm still annoyed at the Coach, what they're doing with their collections. That I'm moving the ones out and getting what truly makes my heart happy, which I love Coach, but what makes my heart happiest is vintage, good leather, which tends to be why it's vintage, because if it's lasted 30 years, it can survive me, right? And Dooney, I love Dooney. And I tend to like the bags from 10 years ago, mainly because right now, used, they're so cheap. Right now, there's this bag I'm looking at Mercari that is a Coach bag for $20. $20. It's a leather Coach bag. But the style is just out of date enough that nobody really loves it. But I'm like, I like that bag. Those are the ones I look at. I missed the start of the video. How was Florida? How is family? Okay, so family. My father-in-law didn't make it. He died Saturday morning at 4 a.m. ish. We were still driving to Mississippi. We were in. He lived in Oxford, Mississippi, and we were in about an hour away from Jackson, Mississippi, and we made it. And we were able to see him in the funeral home, but we didn't see him living. But then I told James, like, honestly, if he was crashing that hard, he probably wasn't coherent, even if we had gotten there as soon as we found out. Yeah. So it's rough. He was only 74. James did not have a close relationship with his father, but it was still his father. They had a very good young life when they were all living together, and he was in school, and it was only until after college that things separated some. That's also a good point about the holiday letdown. Oh yeah, January is like doldrums. It's like holiday everything. Everybody's rushed to make the perfect event, have the perfect gift, have the bought things they can't afford. They get the Christmas, the letdowns happen, gifts are exchanged. People either got gift cards or they're making returns. They go and then it's like, yeah, that's January. Love that version of 2024 curation. Yeah, it's curation. It's going to be curation. It's going to be, I know I don't really let go of bags, and I actually would never have had a vlog sale if somebody hadn't said you should have a vlog sale, because it just never occurred to me to do that, because I do like to keep my stuff for years and years. So I'm going to be working on letting go of those bags I've had for 20 years. I don't want to keep them for another 20 years, but that's what's going to happen if I don't work on letting them go. I have to let them go. And right now they're still in a condition somebody else will love them. So I just have to work on being able to let go of the memories. Nobody has them but me. I would like someone to say, hey, look at that cool bag and buy it, versus me clinging on to that bag I bought when I was 20, Yeah, it's rough, guys, about James's dad. Thank you, well-behaved wallet. My wallet is not well-behaved, by the way. I love that name. My wallet, which should be more well-behaved, it is reckless. I did go into an actual store when we were in Mississippi. I went into Belk's, which is a department store. I don't know if they're everywhere. I think they're a southern department store, but it was fun to walk around a real store again. It was crowded, not with people, with things. Like, there was so much holiday stuff. It was like there was very, very little walk. I don't think that's a really good way to display merchandise, but yeah, we have them here. Yeah, my username is my YouTube channel. I think I'm a sub to your YouTube channel, Well-Behaved Wallet. I think I am. I've been watching a little bit of Hannah, and her channel is Catwalk City. She's really she's going through her less luxury journey, I guess I should say. YouTubers want to make as many videos as possible to make advantage of the rates. Make many videos as possible to take advantage of the rates. Linda P. Jackie, I'm so sorry. Glad you're home safe. Hey, Linda. Ad rates are high. And oh, wow. I didn't know that. That makes so much sense why everybody does a video a day in December. Oh my goodness. That's brilliant. You'll see now that you're monetized. Yeah, I don't look at the numbers. I'm still a little confused with the monetization because I just got monetized. I just made a AdSense account that they have to verify. So they have to send in the post a code so that they can verify my address is my address. So I don't really know what's what. I'm so new to this, but it's interesting. It's kind of fun. I occasionally look at my numbers. I look at my comments. That's what I look at. I look at the comments and I write comments and I respond to comments because I feel like if people take the time to write something, I need to take the time to write something back. And when I don't, it's because I don't have the time and I hate that. So I like to take time to write back because I feel like if you're, I think people will casually write a comment every now and again, but if you never hear anything back, you really don't continue to do it. And I want engagement more than I care about watch hours. I think that's what it's called. Hopefully this time next year, your channel will give you a few extra dollars. Man, hopefully this time next year, what do I want to happen this time next year? I want to have been coming back from a vacation in Florida, where I'm going next year in September. I hopefully will not have to replace the roof. I'll have paid back my friend who helped me pay off my water heater, or paid for my water heater because I didn't have any money. Hopefully, I won't have any car expenses. Hey, I like your wish, well-behaved wallet. I think I like that. Hopefully this time next year I won't have those problems. Hopefully this time next year I can say different words. You're a great engaged. Engager. Well, you guys are why I'm here. Literally, you guys are literally why I'm here. When I started my channel just to have fun was to talk. Was to not just talk, but I had so much to say in comments that I figured I'm just gonna make a video. And as my videos got comments, I have more fun looking at your comments and what you think. That's why I'm trying to end my videos with a leading question to have people say, hey, what do you think? Or, I mean, everybody has an opinion. Like everybody, like who doesn't have an opinion? If you don't have an opinion, just because you're not telling me, you have an opinion. So let me know, you know? Oh yeah, you guys make it, you said that in Dale's live about the engagement of yourself. Yeah, absolutely. This is what I want. I have found some of the most wonderful, nicest people ever from YouTube, and it's why would I not want to engage with you? You are not a number in a click in a sub. You are not ad revenue. You are people. And I've met you, some of you in person. You are people that care about me who you don't know. Like I've met some of the people I've met from my Facebook. Like I take the risk. I'm like, hey, look, if you want to, I'll be happy to meet with you. I'll be happy to have coffee with you. I've met Dee Dee Bean. I've met so Sarah is from my Facebook group. She doesn't do YouTube. So I've met Dee Dee Bean. I met Sarah. Who else have I met? I think I'm missing somebody. Oh, Jolie. Jolie's opinionated opinion, or Jolie's opinion. Jolie's simple opinion. She changed her name. So we met in Florida. You know, so we changed bags. We've changed bags 3 times. So I've met 2 YouTubers and 1 Facebook forum person. And I'd love to meet more people. Talking to people who love handbags is like, because my friends, my sister, my family, my dearly beloved husband who suffers greatly, they don't care. They do not care about handbags. I'm like, this little thing is so awesome. How can you not care? I love this. Look at the features. Look at how pretty this little teeny tiny little tag is. I mean, look at this. This is the cutest little bag ever. How can you not love this? They don't care. They don't. It's like, but I want to talk about my handbags that I love so much. I talk about books too, guys. I love books, but that can be a little bit more esoteric. And it's also like when you get down into you can get some debates going. And if you don't read the same book, it's not the same. Yes, that is the cutest little bag ever, right? I know it is. So this is a cross grain micro. Apparently, it's the micro Rowan. I thought it was a mini, but it's the micro, and it's made by Coach, and it's adorably cute. It fits lipstick, guys. It's tiny. It's tiny, but it's so cute. But you know what? Look at how much work goes into this bag. As much work, if not more, than this one, because micro doesn't mean easier. Micro means just as much detail, smaller amount of space. Sometimes that's why I tell people SLGs can cost more than a bag, because SLGs, like a wallet with all of the compartments and all the pockets and all the slots, take more work than this. This takes more work to do than this, because same amount of detail, less space. People, again, it's about construction. You have to know construction. You have to understand how things are produced and things are made. Economy of scale is the only reason why this is so cheap. This should not be cheap. This should not be $100. This should be more than $100. But because it's Coach and they make a bazillion of them, it can be $100. So SLGs are actually harder to make and cost more. So sometimes, like when I first bought Louis Vuitton, the pochette accessoire was $200. The wallet was $400 because the wallet takes more work to make. You're saying till Jackie ends, I have to go to. Oh no, yeah, Linda, go to bed. I'm so sorry. I know you have to work tomorrow. Don't worry about it. We can kill the bots without. We will kill all the trolls. Troll killing time. I love your recommendations for the Chanel book. Oh yeah, that book. Okay. She's a very interesting author, and it was not my recommendation of Super Dacus. I just borrowed it, guys. I just borrowed it. But I took it from him because he's read like 200 of books about her, so I picked his favorite, which is he already did the legwork. He already read 200 of them. I'm just reading one. So happy I caught you live, Jackie. Gotta head to bed tonight. Yeah, you know what? I've been on for right at 3 hours. Why don't we end this and I will come back on again. I'll probably I know I'll be live. Well, maybe not Friday. Friday's Black Friday. I have to be in San Antonio Friday. How about this? I'll go live again on Wednesday because Friday I'm going to be out of town. But I'll go live Wednesday early so I don't interrupt Super Jacob. He always goes on a little later anyway. But if he does go on, we'll just get off because I don't miss his lives if I can make them. But we never know where he is or when he goes on. Night, everybody. Good night, everybody. Thank you for hanging out with me for the last 3 hours. It feels like 20 minutes. Legit. I love listening and hanging out and talking to y'all. I'm going to see James. And I'm probably keeping a watch. Bye.